and say, you know what, hey, you beat me last time. So I'm looking forward to it. We're in for a real treat today.
You see the preseason polls, why a lot of coaches don't want to put any stock into those preseason polls. Stony Brook dead last at 16. UAlbany off of, you could argue, and not a tough argument, the best season in their program's history, going to the NCAA semifinal, preseason number 3. Again, things have not panned out as Greg Gattuso and company were hoping for in the early portions of the season.
Well, I'll tell you, people better keep receipts because this Stony Brook team, they're playing for a lot of revenge right now.
4 team captains from each SUNY school meeting at Wolfie. We'll see if we can get tuned in to our coin toss. Again, the 26th edition of the Empire Clash.
Tails. This is tails and a heads. Albany, you're the visiting team. It's your call. Tails, it's his call. It's a heads. Stony Brook, you've won the toss. Stony Brook has won the toss. Deferred their option to the second half. Albany, you'll take the ball. Which way do you want to kick? Go ahead and put the backs that way. Albany on this side. Albany will receive to begin the game. Good, guys, shake hands.
All right, so the Great Danes set to receive here on what has become a rather picture-perfect mid-November day for football. And for a little more context on this one, we welcome in the third member of our broadcast, Roman Turfside. It's Matt Levine.
Thanks, Johnny. These two teams have had 2 very different seasons so far. Stony Brook is ranked 17th in the country in FCS, their highest ranking as a team since 2018. They're off to a phenomenal start under Billy Kosh. On the other side for UAlbany, they're without starting quarterback Miles Burkett today. He got hurt in their last week's game. He is out today, not dressed for this game, so they will rely on Trey Lindsay to make the start, the transfer from Auburn, making his first start with UAlbany. But one thing both coaches told us this week, and they both agree on this will be a competitive football game. It's rivalry week. It'll be gritty, competitive, and you got to be tough to win this one. It's going to become a close game in the end, guys.
Well, Anthony, you played a lot of competitive games in your day at UAB. What type of a game does a rivalry game mean, especially late in the season?
A rivalry game late in the season means everything. For Albany, they've struggled all year, but this is a game that can make their season, beating their rival and keeping the Governor's Cup in Albany. So I'm expecting them to play their best game of the year.
Seawolves looking to remain hungry. 3-game win streak, 7-1 against FCS opponents, and currently the biggest win turnaround in FCS football, 0 last year, 7 this year. Touchback provided by Spencer Bisco, and we will get an early look at the new quarterback, Trey Lindsay, the Auburn transfer, who makes his first collegiate start today.
Yeah, this is going to be a big game for him. I'm sure there's nerves. He's, excited and nervous all at the same time. But this kid can play. He threw 48 touchdowns at Montgomery Academy down in Alabama during his high school career. So I'm excited to see what he can do. He came in and sparked the offense last week and did a really good job of getting them moving in the second half of last week's game versus New Hampshire.
The Great Danes offense that has struggled during the 3-game losing streak. They've scored exactly 14 points in each of those 3 losses.
Yeah. What they've got to do, they've got to establish some type of run game. That was a good tackle by Stony Brook, keeping for no gain.
Marquise Dietz, 25th catch of the season, goes down as a loss of 4.
But really, to help this quarterback out, they've got to establish some type of run game. They haven't been efficient in the run game all year, but this is a game that they can really get it going.
We told you Stony Brook fresh off the 31-30 victory in overtime. First overtime victory for Stony Brook since the 2017 season. They defeated this Albany team to start 8-2. That's the last time they started 8-2. Back to Dietz. Quickly met by Anthony Farelli, the leading tackler for Stony Brook. Trey Lindsay, we noted, the grad student by way of Auburn. He's made a couple of appearances that included last week, provided his team a little juice after Burkett went down. But again, first start.
First start, but talking to Coach Gattuso during the week, they really love this guy. He came in, lost the job, and started just helping everybody. So they believe he's the leader that can turn this thing around.
3rd down and 9 for the Great Danes, opening drive. Last year came to Stony Brook, took a 38-20 victory. But Clarence Lagagnier did provide a pick six for SBU on the first drive. And with the play clock dwindling,
Delay of game.
it is a delay of game.
Offense.
This is the type of stuff you
5-yard
get
penalty.
into with
Third down.
basically a rookie quarterback. This is his first start, so the nerves is going, and this is the result of that delay of game.
So 3rd down and 9 becomes 3rd down and 14.
And this is what we talked about earlier in the week with Coach Gattuso, is not digging themselves in a hole. It's hard to beat yourself and the other team.
Great Danes in search of just their 2nd conference victory of the season. Lindsey to the outs, has his man, not nearly enough for the 1st down.
I'm really surprised they came out and threw the ball 3 times in a row. That's really surprising to me because I believe they've got to help this quarterback out and start running the football.
So it's a 10-yard gain to Jackson Parker. And that will summon Owen Larson, the 2-time transfer by way of Coffeyville Community College in Kansas. And then Arkansas, he goes from a Razorback to a Great Dane. 5 punts in the 31-14 loss against New Hampshire.
Their special teams have been up and down all year. This is a low line drive kick.
Takes a Great Danes roll. And Josiah Williams, who had to shield his eyes from the sun, thought of a factor today. This is the earliest start of the season at Stony Brook. So the Seawolves will start their first drive from just about the 20-yard line.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this offense, seeing what they do. They're averaging 28 points a game, and they're high flying. They throw the ball, but it all starts with Roland Dempster. They're an air raid offense, but it all starts with the run game from them.
This guy hasn't been a bad addition as well, Tyler Knopp. 5th consecutive start for Stony Brook, but he's appeared in every game this season. And as we noted in our broadcast open, he got the spotlight for good reason. He's averaging over 300 yards a game over the last 3.
Yeah.
Knopp to the outs. One-handed catch by Dempster.
Yeah. Tyler Knopp, he's been good for him. He's been efficient with the football, gotten a lot of people involved in the passing game, and that was a really good throw, really good catch by Roland Dempster right there.
Well, everybody knows Roland rolls in the ground game. He is Stony Brook's 2nd leading receiver, as Cal Redmond has Stony Brook's first down. The 6'5", 260-pound tight end, his 18th catch of the season.
Yeah.
He now has catches in 6 consecutive for Stony Brook.
Yeah, he's been really good for him. He's been a steady Eddie performer for him, and he's also Mr. Reliable for him. They do their tempo. They keep the defense off guard.
Knopp on target again, down to the 45-yard line. Josiah Williams the target this time. Everybody is a favorite target for Tyler Knopp. He had 8 different receivers last week. Josiah Williams had 10 receptions, 9 of them in the first half, 4 of them on the first drive.
Yeah, and they're consistently trying to get him the ball. Like Tyler Knopp, he's completing 72% of his passes, which is phenomenal at this point of the season. Oh.
Nobody has it better in the Coastal. They tried to go back to Williams.
And they're right back on the line of scrimmage, keeping the pressure on the defense. When they go this fast tempo, it's hard for the defense to sub. It wears them out, gets them tired in the second half, and then that's when they kind of take advantage of you and take deep shots in the second half.
Play fake to Dempster. There's a shot. Williams can't hang on.
Yeah. He's got to come up with that football. That should be a catch, first down. And if he catches it, he may still be running.
Denzel Patrick, the nearest cornerback. Stony Brook about to have their first 3rd down. As you peer through some of the numbers for Josiah Williams, who rejoins coach Billy Koch after their time at Richmond. Williams, the conference leading receiver in 2022. 3rd down and 10 for Stony Brook, just outside opponent territory. Williams, the motion man, to the bottom of your screen. Time for Knopp, deep ball to the far sideline, and the big play. Chase Freeman is there inside the 20. 3 consecutive weeks with a touchdown for Chase Freeman. Billy Koch says he is our big play threat.
He's definitely the big play threat. He beats the press coverage, gets outside, and it's a great ball thrown up against the sideline by Tyler Knopp. That is a great pass by him. He makes this offense go. They're going right back to him.
We told you Freeman has a touchdown in 3 consecutive games. Last year, the longest touchdown reception in Stony Brook program history, a 98-yarder on 3rd and long. He has really come along. Billy Koch says he's a confidence guy, and that confidence is about as high as it's been all season.
Yeah, you can see from all this tape that his confidence has grown from all year long. Just watching his growth, it's been really exciting to watch him throughout the season.
8th play of the drive. Quick out Williams follows his blockers. Cal Redmond set it all up. Down to the 6-yard line for the Seawolves.
And they continue to feature Josiah Williams. And he played running back in high school. So he's a slot receiver that's built like a running back.
After the 4th first down for Stony Brook, Roland Dempster plunging ahead for 2-3 yards.
Yeah, that's the first time he's carried the football.
Over 1,300 all-purpose yards this season. Nobody has it better in the conference. Roland churning the legs, a little help from the Hog Mollies. He's in. Touchdown, Stony Brook. For the 17th time this season, the Dempster truck is parked in the red-painted end zone. Another first drive TD for Stony Brook.
Yeah, that drive was just phenomenal. I mean, they went down flawlessly, didn't miss a beat. The tempo, they kept Albany's defense on the field, not able to substitute. UAlbany's got to figure out how to stop this offense.
Second consecutive week, Stony Brook has scored on the opening drive. And Kirby puts it through. 7-0 Stony Brook. Just 4.5 minutes in. They're looking for their 4th consecutive victory. Number 4 plunges in for 6 here on Flow Sports. Stony Brook Seawolves go 10 plays, 80 yards on their first drive of the game. And after 2 minutes and 14 seconds of good movement, Anthony Blevins, it's the 17th touchdown of the season for Roland Dempster.
Yeah, everything starts with this guy. This guy's been phenomenal all year. 17 touchdowns, leads the conference in rushing. This is where it starts. So I'd expect him to see more touches as the day goes on. But like him scoring a touchdown, that shouldn't surprise anybody in the stadium.
He is the anytime touchdown sure thing here in the CAA. And you're Derrick Henry of the FCS. Give it to Roland, who continues to roll for Stony Brook here in his redshirt senior season.
Yeah.
Spencer Biscoe tees it up. Great Danes went 3 and out on their opening drive before Stony Brook stormed down the field, all set up by the big catch again by Jace Freeman.
Jace Freeman, he's been phenomenal for them all year, and he's their big play guy. So when they're stretching the field and throwing it deep, that's where they're going to go with the football.
So take 2 for Trey Lindsay, who makes his first collegiate start today. Experienced player, grad student, you noted what he did in high school, has the SEC experience, 4 years at Auburn. Faces kind of a new look Stony Brook defense under Scott Lewis. which has been mint for most of the season.
Well, Stony Brook's defense, their defensive line has been dominant all year. Their defense, they have 25 sacks, which is 13th in FBS. They force turnovers, and they get in and out of looks. They'll go 3 down, 4 down, even some bare front, and it makes it hard, it makes it confusing for opposing offenses.
First down handoff, face all Aiden for the first time today. You'll be seeing plenty of Aiden, who becomes the RB1 in the absence of Griffin Waddell, last year's CAA Rookie of the Year. Waddell, who had battled injury most of this season, Greg Gattuso told us unavailable the rest of the way.
Yes, and that's the thing with this UAlbany team. They battle injuries all year long.
That, of course, after only returning 6 or 7 starters from last year's semifinal team, with a couple of wins in the NCAA tournament. Lindsey taking off, now throwing. Batted down by Rudy Silvera, Stony Brook's interceptions leader. Like Lindsey was going to run, kind of thought he was going to throw at the last second.
Well, Stony Brook came up and did a great job of secondary support, and the option for him to get on the edge, they took that away. And I don't think I'll be throwing at Rudy Silvera.
So it sets up another 3rd down and relatively long here for UAlbany. Needing 10 yards to keep the drive alive, failed to convert on their first 3rd down. Lindsey, time fleeting, steps up. Trey Lindsey across the 30, takes the hit and absorbs it for the first down.
And this is what he can do. He can get out of the pocket, scramble, keep drives alive. This is how he sparked the offense last week.
So the chain gang gets moving for the first time today for the Great Danes. Well, again, as we noted, kind of had Stony Brook's number in this series. 26th iteration of the SUNY Showdown, Empire Classic, battle for the Golden Apple, insert name here.
The previous play is under further review for a possible targeting foul.
They might be taking another look at this one. Though it didn't take very long. Our favorite sponsored portion of the broadcast, Stony Brook Ophthalmology, for all official reviews here at LaValle Stadium. So at 9:20 remaining in the first quarter, they're going to look to confirm that that was indeed the first down for UAlbany. But going back to the series, back-to-back wins for the Great Danes. They've taken 4 out of the last 6. No team has had a 3-game win streak in this series since Albany won 6 consecutive from 96 to 2001.
Yeah, Albany looking to do that, but on the other side, Stony Brook, they're trying to keep them away from that. They want to start a new streak of their own. And I'm going to say that's the first down. I think that was a pretty easy call.
Yeah, I was going to say anything that you see here that gives you any indication it should not be a first down.
Yeah, I think this is easy. The fact that they're still reviewing it right now. Yeah.
All right, maybe looking out for the lead with the head there on the hit. Watch Jordan Jackson, number 21 for Stony Brook.
There is no foul for targeting. Stony Brook, number 21, may remain in the game. Will be first down.
All right, so after the official review, no targeting on Jordan Jackson. And again, those are the important penalties in this game of possible disqualification, which we've seen this season. So Jordan Jackson, who started his career at Stony Brook, a little brief time at Bowling Green, now back here at Stony Brook with half of the Bowling Green defensive backs.
Yeah, that's the new transfer portal. You can go anywhere.
Van Weber, the freshman quarterback, in for the handoff. And he hands it to Chocho Uga. So there might be the future of the Great Danes. Van Weber, the true freshman quarterback from New Jersey, led the Garden State in passing last year and in QB rating. And he hands the ball to another freshman in Chocho Uga, who's looked good this year.
Well, Greg Gattuso called this kid a freshman phenom. He's just been scared to play him a little bit this year because of his size, but they called him a freshman phenom. Really high on this guy.
They roll him out to the right, lobbed, complete. He's 1 for 1 in his collegiate career, finding the diving Jakari Carter at the 35. They're into opponent territory.
Nice catch on the 7 route. It's a good job of moving the pocket, keeping them away from the pressure, from the Stony Brook pressure.
Carter now with a catch in 9 consecutive games. Ugo wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. First contact from A.J. Roberts, Stony Brook's second leading tackler. Weber, by the way, from Rutherford, New Jersey, territory you know pretty well.
Yeah, from my time with the Giants, I was right there. Yeah.
Just a stone's throw away from MetLife Stadium, where the wind is probably swirling a little bit stronger there than it is here today. Second down and 10 goes back to Uga. And he is dragging Stony Brook tacklers down to the 30.
It's a good block by number 77, Nolan. Pulls around, gets the linebacker.
Well, Van Weber makes his NCAA debut. How about a tip of the helmet to our production crew? They're in mid-season form. They're on the ready here for the Van Weber graphic, who played for Steve Dunn at Rutherford High School. He was really good. The numbers will tell you that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this game progresses with him at quarterback.
Got to get to the 25-yard line. Pass was low, but it's brought in at the 24. So when they've needed him, he has been on target both times to Jakari Carter, the transfer from Merrimack and Georgia State.
Yeah. Jakari Carter, he's been their go-to guy in the pass game thus far. Like, if I'm UAlbany, I'm going to ride the hot hand right here at the quarterback.
Well, they'll need him today in the absence of Sevin McGee, who's the team's leading receiver and leader in touchdown receptions. Misses his second consecutive game.
Yeah.
Aiden takes it down inside the 20. And the Great Danes are into the red zone for the first time today.
And this is what they got to do. This is what we talked about on the opening drive, is help these quarterbacks out. And you help these quarterbacks out by developing a good, solid run game.
Greg Gattuso is candid with us in the midweek conversation. A lot of new guys this year, lost a lot of starters from last year. Things not exactly the way we'd like him to go in the win-loss column. A chance here for a first quarter touchdown. The red zone has been the bugaboo. It'll be a third down and manageable from inside the 20-yard line. They are 118th out of the 123 teams in the FCS when it comes to red zone scoring.
Well, this is part of the reason why they're 3-6. I mean, you can't score touchdowns, and the other team is scoring touchdowns. That's how games turn into blowouts. That's just the way it goes. You have to be able to be productive in the red zone.
Stony Brook was first on the board against the Great Danes last year. And then UAlbany outscored them 38-13 the rest of the way. Out of the shotgun to the near side. Tight end makes the catch, has the first down and more, but a flag comes in. And all indications are it's on the offense. Meanwhile, Clarence Lagander yet to get up for Stony Brook.
You hate to see anybody get hurt, but it looked like it may have been a block in the back.
The catch for the moment goes to Carter Moses. They are talking about it. We'll see if we can get tuned in a moment. Well, both teams have gone to their respective sidelines here. It's going to be a lengthy conversation. Jalen Hoyle wants to get involved in the convo. Officials say, well, you're not wearing black and white.
Yeah, all the players always want to hear what the refs are talking. The refs come over and they huddle and they get in there.
I want to know what the refs are saying too right now.
I do too, but we're a long ways from the field right now.
So a good sign for Stony Brook. Clarence Lagander to his feet. Again, had the pick six against UAlbany last year on the first drive of the game. His first career interception.
10-yard penalty. Still third down.
So they do call the block in the back. Guilty party, Jackson Parker. Another look at it here.
Yeah, that's a big penalty right there, because that was first down at the 7-yard line, and now you got third and 10.
First-year head coach Billy Kosh, who has led the Stony Brook team to what is right now the biggest FCS turnaround. No wins in 2023, 7 of them and only 9 tries in 2024. So 3rd down and manageable becomes 3rd down and slightly less manageable. Got to get down to the 15-yard line. Weber steps up, still looking. Van Weber spins out of a tackle. He didn't get to the 1st down marker, but he got awfully close. And maybe decision time here for Craig Gattuso.
Yeah, if it's me, I'm going for this. There's no way I'm putting the field goal team on the field right here. I'm going to go for it. I got nothing to lose right here. Looks like they're staying on the field.
Well, they're operating at just about 45% on 4th down this season. We told you about the red zone struggles. 6 times this season, they have turned it over on downs inside the 20. Got to get to the 19. Weber barking the orders. A pair of freshmen in the backfield, Uga on his hip. It goes to Jojo, who gives him the mojo. And Uga down to the 6-yard line. And on the 14th play of the drive, the Great Danes keep moving.
Yeah, that's the attitude run. We're getting down here, and we're going to put it in the end zone, and that's where it starts at. Starts with the running game, starts with leaning on that offensive line. That is an attitude run.
So Uga, the freshman, remains the tailback. The team's leading rusher entering this game. It's a play fake. Weber looking for pylon, a lot of contact. And the flag does come from the corner. DJ Jones in coverage. Maybe a little too much grabbing.
Yeah, DJ was a little handsy right there. There's no doubt about it. And I'm a DB, so I don't like pass interference, but I've got to call that one.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. Foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic 1st down.
Well, Craig Gattuso told us he thought Van Weber would be a stud.
Well, right now he's proving him right.
I was going to say, he's letting him throw it here. First penalty on Stony Brook, and that could be a costly one. Great Danes knocking on the door here at the end of the 1st quarter. Some of the bigger bodies. Football's loose. It's picked up by Weber.
Well,
So
that's what
could have been a lot worse for the Great Danes.
without question. He's got to sit in there, and he's got to ride that center to make sure he gets the snap. But you can't have those type of miscues on the goal line. That could have been really costly for UAlbany right there.
So you can see the ball spotted from about the 2.5-yard line. Stony Brook making the defensive substitutions. 3 minutes to play here in the 1st quarter. And again, the football may be loose. Stony Brook emerges. Anthony Forelli comes out of the pile with the pigskin. And it's another red zone disaster for the Great Danes.
Yeah, well, we talked about the Stony Brook defense, this defensive line just being dominant. And Anthony Forelli comes up with the football right there. That is big. That's a big stop for this Stony Brook defense. They let them drive down all the way down to the field, get to the 2-yard line, and get the stop, the goal line stand.
Stony Brook offense returns to the field when we come back. 7-0 SBU at the end of the 1st quarter.
At Stony Brook Children's Hospital, we are the only children's hospital in Suffolk County, so Jenna is ready for adventures. We are Long Island's highest level trauma center staffed with pediatric specialists at the ready, so Joey can get a best time. Our NICU is focused on nurturing the growth of premature infants, so Madison cruises to her milestones. Working together to keep your children strong, we are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you.
Bacon. Good morning, everybody. Nothing like the Jersey Mike's morning prep. The sizzling bacon, the slicing of the tomatoes, the bopping of the fresh lettuce.
Danny, what are you doing up there?
I've been living up here for months.
Got a package from Mr. DeVito?
Oh, my bacon sniffing horn. Oh, smell that bacon. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, now we're talking. Freshly prepped every morning. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Big time turnover by the Stony Brook Seawolves. Who else? Anthony Forelli. We love Anthony's who play defense. He's Anthony Blevins. That's Anthony Forelli. Seawolves leading tackler comes up with a big play. The 2-yard line, possession changes hands.
Yeah, when UAlbany and you're struggling, you cannot turn the ball over like that.
Second go at it for Tyler Knopp and company. Went 80-plus yards for a touchdown on the opening drive for Roland Dempster. It is Dempster here on the first tote. 17 touchdown of the season for Roland. Hard to believe there are players that have more touchdowns than Roland Dempster. Only 2 of them. But.
No, he's been unbelievable all year. I mean, he's been their stud. And as they've tried to get the passing game going earlier in the year, Roland Dempster was the guy they leaned on.
They lean on him again here, second down. Absorbing some contact per usual. Sets up a 3rd down and short for Stony Brook, still in the shadow of their own goalpost. Again, glad you're with us here on Flow Sports.
Yeah.
26th edition of the battle for the Golden Apple. UAlbany has taken 2 fat bites out of it over each of the last 2 years, an 18-point win and a 45-point win in 2022. Seawolves 1 for 1 on 3rd down. Knopp and company look over at their head coach at the near sideline. Tyler Knopp disposes of the towel very dramatically. Knopp off the back foot looking for Redmond. A little too much on it. Good coverage. And it's 4th down for Stony Brook. They'll bring out Clayton Taylor.
Yeah, this is a big start for UAlbany to maintain the field position. Even though they had a turnover on the last series, this is good. They should get the ball back in really good field position right here and be able to continue a drive with good field position.
So here's Clayton Taylor. He's a really good punter. Stony Brook just hasn't used him nearly as much this year. 3 punts last week at New Hampshire. Taylor from the shadow of his own goalpost gets it away, a little wind-aided. And a little bit of room for Jakari Carter, who goes east-west. Good starting field position, though, for UAlbany. They'll get it at the 49.
Yeah, they've got to put this ball back in Van Weber's hand and let him go to work. Like, I do expect them to continue the run game. That's been big for them on the last drive, and they've got to go convert. They've got to get in the red zone, and they've got to convert.
And really, great job by this Great Danes defense, which has been maybe much maligned this year, given all the guys that they lost from last year's team, some struggles that they've faced with the transfers. A demoralizing fumble at the 2-yard line after a good-looking drive. Now they hit reset at the 49. Van Weber, first NCAA appearance. He is 3 for 3 through the air.
This is a good job by the Stony Brook defense, sorry. Just run into the football. This is what coaches will preach about on defense. We got to run to the football, and that's what Stony Brook is doing.
Greg Gattuso going to have to start finding some mantle space. Last year's FCS National Coach of the Year. After 2019 CAA Coach of the Year honor. Greg Gattuso also won a lot of games in his time as a head coach at Duquesne. Conference champion 8 out of the 11 seasons. Really fun chat in our midweek conversation with Greg.
Yeah.
Here is Aiden again, and he cuts it back to the second level. Another first down for the Great Danes. They enter opponent territory, this time looking to come away with some points.
Yeah. Aiden showed really good patience and good vision to bounce that thing to the outside and then get vertical.
Hard-pressed to delve into this story with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter, but Greg Gattuso told a little skeptical when they first added a trophy to the rivalry. Not into the whole participation trophies, and a little more old-school type of guy. So once the kids bought in, though, he has bought in.
Yeah.
Uga tripped up in the backfield, and that will likely be the final play of this first quarter. Stony Brook looking to get back into the win column against their rivals. It's been 3 years, and at the end of the first quarter, Stony Brook, the 17th ranked team in the country, 7, UAlbany none. 15 minutes on the scoreboard for the second quarter when we return right here on Flow
This
Sports.
is the end of the first quarter. Timeout on the field.
Last week in Elon, North Carolina, the Stony Brook cross-country team competed in the CAA championship, and both teams had outstanding finishes. The women's team placed 4th out of 11 teams and was led by senior Grace Weigel, who finished 3rd overall, earning all CAA honors. The men's team narrowly edged down Northeastern by a point, taking home their 3rd consecutive CAA team championship. Seawolf fans, give it up for the Stony Brook women's and men's cross-country teams. Fans want a chance to win a free $25 Visa gift card? Make sure you stay tuned for the Q&A helmet shuffle. The first 10 fans to guess the correct helmet will win the $25 Visa gift card. So make sure to stay tuned in the second half, and good luck.
Started quarter number 2 here at LaValle Stadium. We will thrust you right back into the action. 26th edition of the SUNY Showdown. Joined alongside Anthony Blevins. I'm Johnny Wincott. Matt Levine patrolling the sidelines. 2nd down and 10 from opponent territory, and the freshman remains perfect. Van Weber 5 for 5. And it's the 5th first down for UAlbany. We were talking a lot about trophies before the commercial. Stony Brook brought another one home. It's a three-peat for the men's cross-country team. A 1-point victory against Northeastern for a 3rd consecutive trophy. And you ever much of a cross-country guy, or was it always football?
It's always football. It's track, but not cross-country.
Weber, 6 for 6. Missed tackle by Stony Brook. And they are inching closer to the red zone. If you're just joining us, Great Danes on the last drive got down to the 2, fumbled, and Stony Brook took over. Could not do anything with it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been impressed with this UAlbany offensive line. They've been much maligned through the season, giving up 27 sacks, but Stony Brook hadn't had any pressure on them all day.
Greg Gattuso telling us the re-addition of Ozzie Hutchinson just huge. NFL draft prospect, missed most of the season. He is playing today. They did lose Scott Hausman early in the season to a neck injury as well. Off the wrong foot, lob from Lindsay, caught, touchdown. The freshman phenom has his first career touchdown pass. He is a perfect 8 for 8, but a flag on the play. And it's at around the 10-yard line.
Holding. Defense, number 23. The penalties decline. Result play is touchdown.
So the touchdown stands, and you could not ask for a better blueprint through 8 plays of your collegiate career for Van Weber.
Well, I think Greg Gattuso, he was right. This kid is a freshman phenom. He's been exciting to watch. Perfect to start his career. So the future is bright for UAlbany with Van Weber at quarterback.
John Apalco doinked it. The lead remains for Stony Brook, 7-6 for now. We go back to the touchdown pass. It's Birdie, 23 yards on a beauty from Van Weber.
Yeah, Van Weber did a great job of keeping this play alive, and the receiver worked away, got open, coming from the opposite side of the field, and Van Weber just threw it up to him, and he was able to run up under it.
We We talk about Greg Gattuso mentioning a lot of the little mistakes that end up with big results. John Apalco did not attempt a field goal last week against New Hampshire. 0 for 1 on his lone point after. Hits the upright on his first one today.
Well, those points add up. You cannot miss extra points. Those are kind of gimmies to me. You know, the ball's placed at the 3-yard line. It's a 20-yard field goal, middle of the field. You can't miss those points.
So again, we credit the UAlbany defense for holding their ground after that costly fumble. The Great Danes end up getting the 6. They do not get the 7. And we'll see Stony Brook for a third time in this first half. 6-play, 51-yard drive. It took just 3 minutes. Jace Freeman lets it sail into the red painted end zone. Well, before we get our first down and 10 here for Stony Brook, as Tyler Knopp wanders out onto the field, we will revisit with our third member of the booth, Matt Levine, down turf side.
Thanks, Johnny. An update on Clarence Lagagne. The game into the tunnel after he got hit in that block in the back. Foul called a couple of in street clothes. So, game, guys.
We told you the importance of Clarence Lagagne for Stony Brook this season. Seems to play a little bit better when he sees the white and purple on the other side. As Roland Dempster, with help from some of the hog mollies, out for a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, this offensive line is starting to take over and just lean on people with this big back, Roland Dempster. Like, I would expect them to try to get him going a little bit.
Second down from their own 30-yard line. Designed keeper for Knopp, and he is out of bounds.
That's great discipline by this UAlbany defense.
He was angled by Ron Holmes, the senior from PA, who has multiple tackles in every game this season. Great job to keep Knopp going to the sideline.
Ron Holmes played really good defense, really sound.
Well, the multiple tackle streak continues. That's already his third. And we are fewer than 3 minutes into the second quarter. Pressure coming. Knopp lets fly. Josiah Williams could not hang on. A nearly miraculous catch from Josiah. Tyler Knopp took a lick, and so did a member of the Stony Brook O-line.
Yeah, UAlbany wants to get in the third down. This is where they show a lot of looks, like to bring pressure, and they brought pressure right here. And this is where Stony Brook struggled last week versus Bryant versus their pressure looks.
So that is Hunter Barlow, who remains down for Stony Brook, the Hutchinson Community College junior transfer. We're just complimenting the offensive line, and for good reason. They've done some really good stuff this year. Part of the reason why Stony Brook's offense has been much improved under Billy Kosh.
Yeah.
And that is a good sign, with help, of course, from the first-year head coach.
See, this is impressive. You don't see that from a head coach that walks out and will walk his player off the field. This is part of the reason why they've been very successful throughout this first season here.
Listen, we talked to coaches at this point in the season. One of the lengthier facets of the conversation is typically injuries. Stony Brook, knock on wood, with Billy Kosh, not usually a lot of chatter about injuries. Guys have remained relatively healthy this year.
Yeah, they've been healthy, and which is the opposite of UAlbany. You know, UAlbany's been beat up and injured all season long.
Two returners back. It lands into Carter's hands, and two flags fly in the back. And a potential extra flag coming in by the near sideline owned by Stony Brook. We'll let the guys in black and white sort that all out.
Yeah, this thing, they better get it under control, because it'll get chippy really quickly.
Head referee Justin Ackley getting his money's worth here in the first half. We've already had a review. We've had a bevy of flag situations.
Well, the referees need some TV time too, so.
Well, they've had more than us already. 15, 20 seconds of fame during the broadcast open. And we will see if we can get looped into Justin Ackley here for the call.
During the return, personal foul, illegal blindside block. Return team, number 1, 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
So that becomes a big penalty here. Here comes the block in the back right there. And that means 15 fewer yards here for UAlbany. And it'll back them up inside the 20-yard line. We'll come back with 12 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Stony Brook maintaining a 7-6 lead here in the SUNY Showdown. Well, our veterans of the game here at Laval Stadium on the North Shore campus of Stony Brook University. Glad you've joined us for the 26th iteration of the Empire Clash. Anthony Blevins, Johnny Wincott, Matt Levine patrolling the sidelines. 7-6 lead, Stony Brook over UAlbany. We told you the Great Danes have taken each of the last 2 games kind of in multiple score fashion. The expectation, this one's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, but UAlbany didn't come in here to just lay down. They're coming in here to fight. They're owning the time of possession right now.
13 minutes to 5 in favor of the Great Danes. Van Weber, in his first NCAA appearance, airs it out. And there's his first NCAA incompletion.
Yeah. Up to that play, he's been fantastic. So.
You have to imagine, and I've never played football on anywhere near as big a stage as he's on today. You have. You come in, end of the season, team has struggled a little bit. One of the biggest rivalry games the school has, and you make your debut.
Well, this is the type of stuff that legends get made off of right here. When you play your rivalry, this is it.
Second down and 10 from their own 20. Aiden looking for the edge. He's got it. Face all Aiden. Down inside the 45-yard line. Biggest play from scrimmage this afternoon for UAlbany.
Did a great job of tight-roping the sideline right there and staying in bounds and keeping his balance for that big gain. And this is what it's going to take for UAlbany to win this game is they've got to be able to control the clock and run the football.
That is already the 9th first down for the Great Danes. And you think if they don't fumble at the 2-yard line, they very well may have the lead. It's a 37-yard scamper for Aiden. Stony Brook reads it this time. Rather, it was Aiden again, rather than JoJo Uga, the freshman, who does start this day as their leading rusher. Aiden, the grad, a veteran. Greg Gattuso says the two complement each other nearly perfectly.
Yeah, they've got to just, these guys are downhill, they're big physical backs, and they start to lean on you in the fourth quarter. And that's where UAlbany's got to get this game to, got to get in the fourth quarter so they can start just handing it off play after play and just leaning on this defensive front.
Aiden had 28 more yards on that previous run than he had all of last week. Here's the freshman Uga, and he can't get past the line. Stony Brook there with reinforcements. Rashawn Lawrence leading the charge. You'd be hard-pressed to find a better defenseman this year for Stony Brook.
Yeah, Rashawn Lawrence, he's going to be amped up for this game. He actually started his career at UAlbany. So I guarantee there was some trash talking going on this week.
Yeah, Lawrence, who was there as a freshman, then transferred out to Lackawanna Junior College. And Stony Brook fans are saying, thankfully, he came here after that. He is their sacks leader to start this one. He has 8 this year. 3rd down and 12. Another long 3rd down situation for Greg Gattuso's group. Weber, flushed out, throws against his body, incomplete. He hits the former Stony Brook backup quarterback, Drew Katiri, who's now a member of the defensive unit. And it's a 4th down. Out of that gray area, but certainly not close enough for a field goal attempt.
Yeah, you gotta punch. Your defense playing really good here. Punt, back them up, and maintain field position.
Josiah Williams inside the 10-yard line for Stony Brook. And the fair catch called for and caught right there. So 5+ minutes into the second quarter. Seems like these teams have started to feel each other out a little bit in this 2024 matchup. Again, rosters more different for UAlbany, but very different overall from last year's matchup.
Yeah, this is a whole new team for UAlbany. Anybody they brought back, they've been injured, been banged up. Defensively, there's nobody there. They lost the one guy they brought back. They lost him week 1. So this is a whole new roster on defense for UAlbany.
They've certainly held their own here in the first quarter plus. Yeah, last year ranking top 10 in most major FCS categories. Ganop moving left, flag flies in the area of holding before he's spun down at the 16-yard line. And it might be coming back.
Yeah. Stony Brook's got to settle down and get back to playing in rhythm. Right now, they look out of rhythm on offense.
Number 66.
And UAlbany's just taking the fight out to him.
Second penalty on Stony Brook. Really backs him up here. I know we say in the shadow of their own goalpost. We actually mean it this time. Just inside the 5-yard line.
And last time they were down here, Albany went 3 and out and got the ball back in great field position.
Dempster up the middle, gives Stony Brook a little breathing room. Out to the 8-yard line. The CAA all-purpose yards leader, who started today with over 1,300. Again, rather quietly, other than the fact that we keep saying it. He's Stony Brook's second leading receiver.
Yeah, they've just got to find a way to get him the ball. You know, it's like Novocaine, just give it time.
Dempster, the Staten Island native, served as the RB2 under Tyson Lawton, also the Staten Island native, who is still playing college football, by the way. He's at Indiana. Went over there from JMU with Kurt Signetti. 2nd down and 10. Little screen here. Dempster gets moving. Roland is rolling. Down to the 44 for number 4.
Yeah, I told you, it's just like Novocaine, just give it time. You know, great play design to get him out on the perimeter and let him get running against some DBs.
And after that catch, Roland Dempster now making a bid to be Stony Brook's leading receiver. It is a dead heat with Josiah Williams. Another pass, Dempster in the flats. Track down, good tackle.
Yeah, I think they're listening to the broadcast. I was like, now they're getting him going.
Well, working off your point, that was Dante Lunin on the tackle, so they might actually be watching. He was our player spotlight today for good reason, middle linebacker. The Bryant transfer leads the conference in tackles. Flags fly everywhere, and Redmond drops it down the seam.
Yeah, they brought 5-man pressure right here, and that's what created the holding penalty.
Holding. Offense, number 65. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Second penalty on Stony Brook during this drive, third of the first half. As we are reaching that halfway marker in the second quarter. He's Anthony Blevins, I'm Johnny Wincott. Matt Levine down on the sidelines. Jeff Bernstein providing our statistics. And Nick Hosty, Becca Garner providing you with all the sights and sounds here in the 26th edition of the Battle of the Golden Apple. So Stony Brook backed up a little behind the 8 ball here, second down and 15.
Yeah, I'd expect pressure right here from UAlbany.
They've stacked the box. Here comes the pressure. Knopp got rid of it. Oh, almost on target. And Tyler Knopp absorbed an absolute lick.
Yeah, I think from UAlbany, you're going to see some more pressure looks because they've gotten a lot of pressure on him when they sent the blitz.
Looked like it may have been Jabuka Adewaka, the Merrimack transfer. Provided Knopp with a little bump there. Stony Brook 1 for 3 on third down here in the first half. Got to get to the 44-yard line. Knopp has time, lets it fly down the far sideline, incomplete. He wanted Des Williams. Single coverage and good coverage, fourth down.
Yeah, it's good coverage over there. They try to double move on him. He's disciplined. Did a really good job of staying on top of the route.
So Stony Brook 3 consecutive drives now. They've gone pointless after the opening drive touchdown by Roland Dempster. So Clayton Taylor, his third punt. That's how many times he punted last week, and this is not his best. Kind of shanked it off the right foot. And for the second time in the opening half, the Great Danes, well, a pretty sturdy field position.
Yeah, that wasn't his best punt at all. Oh. And this is about where the touchdown drive started for UAlbany. So
it starts at their own 40-yard line. In the first quarter, had a drive starting at the 44-yard line. Little trickeration, Stony Brook all over it. Jalen Hoyle there at the line of scrimmage.
Good job by Jalen Hall coming up and filling, coming from his position. Did a really good job, really good tackle.
That was Caden Birdie on the run. He's the one who had the touchdown reception from Weber. Well, again, he's making his collegiate debut, one of the top passers in New Jersey last year as a senior of Rutherford High School. He started his career 7 for 7.
Yeah, like he's gonna be, he's really good. Like he's came in rhythm. You can see him playing with a lot of confidence.
Chocho Uga will not go down easy. The entire pile has to take him down. Brings up a third down and 9. There's what they're fighting for. It's a new-looking trophy, but the sentiment still feels the same.
It doesn't matter what the trophy looks like. You just want to win it. You want to be able to bring it home and have it in your trophy case for 365 days.
They would care even if it was a Granny Smith actual apple. They'd be darting for it at 000. Somebody will.
Well, I'm kind of hungry right now, so I'll take a Granny Smith apple right about now.
Stony Brook, though, not in their red delicious today, out with the navy blue. Third down and 9. Weber with time after pumping is on target. It's another first down. Birdie has it again. A pickup of 13. And they're into opponent territory. Chain gang gets moving.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with his accuracy right now. He threw that on a rope, and he threw it right between the 1 and the 9. Tenth
first down of the first half. The reference, Stony Brook, half of that with just 5, but they do have the lead 7-6. John Apalco doinked the extra point. Weber now 8 of 10 through the air, 86 yards and a touchdown. As Greg Gattuso said, he's a phenom. Little secret wrinkle. The secret may be out. Weber, again, perfectly done. Just enough on it to get over one defender, but a soft enough touch to drop it in the hat.
Yeah, this kid can really throw the football. Like, he's done a good job. He's got great poise, great confidence in the pocket. And the offensive line has done a great job of keeping him clean back there.
Dropped it right over Chris Kane in front of Rudy Silvera. First down from the 33. Dietz, the motion man, had the first catch of the game for UAlbany. And a handoff, plunging ahead for 3 yards.
Carried by Alex Reg.
That is Alex Reg. His first toe to the contest. Maybe more secrets here for Greg Gattuso as Reg gets him a little breathing room for second down.
Yeah, we've got to get on Greg about these pre-game calls, because he hadn't given us any of this information. That's that old school coaching.
You could tell, though, just the manner in which he spoke about Van Weber, you had a feeling that there might be something particularly special about the freshman. Well, hands again to Reg. He has room for the first down and more. Down to the second level, and the Great Danes are going back inside Stony Brook's red zone.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of mixing run and pass right here and keeping Stony Brook off balance.
Seventh play of the drive forthcoming for UAlbany. They've gone 40 yards. Fewer than 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. Stony Brook will receive in half number 2. Play fake. Weber surveys. Weber can't avoid. Chris Kane, who just missed out on the interception a few plays ago, brings him down.
First sack of the game. And this is what I thought would be part of the game, or keys to victory for Stony Brook, was their D-line had to dominate. So now they're starting to bring pressure and do some different looks, because they've got to affect this quarterback. This quarterback has been too clean. He's been throwing it with accuracy because nobody's been around him.
26th sack of the season for the Stony Brook defense. Top 15 in the country. Near side again, Purdy. Wrapped up at the 12-yard line. And that will set things up for an interesting third down with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. You start to think if they don't get the third down, they've had some issues in the special teams game, possible 4-down territory.
Right. Yeah, right here, this is huge. They've got to put six points on the board right here. You don't want to settle for a field goal. You want to put 6, put a touchdown on the board.
Well, first quarter, they got down to the 2-yard line, settled for nothing after the fumble caused by Anthony Forelli. 5 yards necessary for the Great Danes. Weber, incomplete. Like a miscommunication with the intended target, Jackson Parker. And our question answered awfully fast. Here comes John Apalco and the field goal unit.
Right.
So this will be the first field goal attempt. It will not be Apalco. It's going to be James Bozek. So again, Apalco, who had not attempted a field goal in 2 weeks. This is Bozek, typically the kickoff kicker. 29-yarder. Not a great snap, but Bozek delivers.
Oh, he
or
missed
does
it.
He missed it.
He
pushed it right, and the lead remains with Stony Brook. The kicking struggles continue for UAlbany. It looked like he might have snuck it through from our vantage point.
Yeah, that was a big miss right there. The chance to go up before halftime, get confidence going. That was a really big miss. But great job by Stony Brook, just fighting, continuing to play, and making a stop.
Well, this is why you wear -8 contacts and bring binoculars to the game. That is for sure a push right by Bozek. So again, not John Apalco, who missed the extra point. And Stony Brook, again, skates away without allowing any points.
Well, they'll be having kicker trials on Monday when they get back to campus.
First down handoff, Roland Dempster. 7-toe to the first half. Again, Stony Brook gets the ball to start half number 2. And boy, that's the second time today that UAlbany has a great drive led by their quarterback, Van Weber, and they emerge with nothing.
Yeah, Stony Brook's lucky to still be leading this game. They should be up. They should be down 3 scores right about now. Oh.
That'll bring us to our 2-minute timeout. And we'll bring it back with you. Tyler Knopp and the Stony Brook offense look to add to their lead before the end of the first half.
Timeout on the field.
The 26th edition of the Empire Clash resumes on Flow Sports.
At Stony Brook Medicine, we pioneered a faster way to recover from joint surgery. So Greg barely missed a step. We have a level 1 trauma center, the highest in the region, so Frank can keep playing once upon a time. We are home to a nationally recognized diabetes center, so Anita never misses a celebration. Working together to make your life stronger. We are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you.
Fall back into mornings on News 12.
Start your day with all of the top stories in your neighborhood.
We're on scene here in Bayshore where there is a large response because of a house fire.
Get up-to-the-minute weather to keep you ahead of those fall storms.
That's how drenched just everything is getting out here.
And fall back into new episodes of your favorite News 12 originals.
It's fall harvest time here on the East End.
Get ready for another night of non-stop action.
Fall back into News 12, weekday morning starting at 5 a.m.
Chance for the Stony Brook offense to add on before the end of this first half. 2 minutes to play. Tyler Knopp, another stellar first couple quarters, 7 for 14 through the air, 112 pass yards. The touchdown came courtesy, unsurprisingly, of Roland Dempster. He's Anthony Blevins. I'm Johnny Wincott. Matt Levine, our third member down turf side. He'll have Billy Kosh in just a few moments. They're looking for the old double-double, right? You get a few points at the end of the first half and on at the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, if they can score right here, like this changes the momentum of the game because like they're really lucky to be in the lead, but they are in the lead. So
Great Danes just missed a field goal from inside 30 yards. That was from James Bozek after a missed extra point earlier in the first quarter from John Apalco. Nearly an interception for Lunan, who was looming off the hands of Josiah Williams.
yeah, these receivers have got to help him out. They've had some drops, and he's been off a little bit, but these receivers have got to make these type of catches for him.
So just like that, a 3rd down and 10 for Stony Brook, or else they're in danger of giving the football right back to the Great Danes, still with time and the full arsenal of timeouts. Three receiver options for Tyler Knopp. He throws over the middle, complete. It is short of the line to gain on the first completed pass to Des Williams after his career-high 75 receiving yards last week.
Yeah, this is a big 3rd down right here. Stony Brook has got to stay on the field. Excuse me, it's 4th down, I'm sorry.
Having said that, Stony Brook's offense did stay out there for a little bit of time. 4th down and 2, well inside their own territory. Billy Kosh knows there's really only one decision here. But with the clock moving, I'm going to try and milk it all the way down. Still 10 on the play clock.
Yeah, really surprised UAlbany hadn't called a timeout right here and saved some time to try to put some points on the board right before halftime.
Jakari Carter avoids the football, and that will aid the cause for Stony Brook, both in the terms of field position and the clock. So it's 60 seconds remaining. 3 timeouts for UAlbany. It's the first 60-second drill in the young career of Van Weber.
Yeah, I expect, based off the way they called it, they may just try to take it to halftime. May just be content going to halftime right here.
We could tell sort of mid-November weather here at Stony Brook, but wind has remained relatively calm. No precipitation, that's the big one. The sun is out. We like that. So
it's a beautiful day for football up here.
Can't really ask for much better mid-November on Long Island. We'll see how the Great Danes want to play this out. Weber's in the gun. Weber's stepping up. Weber's letting loose. It's intercepted and then dropped. Oh, nearly the first big boo-boo by Van Weber. That also stops the clock with 53 seconds remaining. Another look at it here. I believe that was Tyson McLeod. It was. Tell you what, I think Jakari Carter went quickly from a wide receiver to a defensive back there.
He did. But I tell you what, as a defensive back, you better catch the ones that are thrown to you.
So maybe they went for the pass in the first play, didn't get it. This time they keep on the ground. Third tote for Reg. And the clock will continue ticking here. So that kind of gives us our answer. Honestly, if you're Stony Brook still with timeouts, they can stop the clock if they wanted to.
Yeah, as high-powered as they've been all year, averaging 28 points a game, I would have definitely called timeouts. I got 3 timeouts. I can't take them to the locker room. They don't go to the second half. So I would have called timeout, try to get the ball back, and try to at least get a field goal right here.
Incomplete from Weber. Double coverage provided by A.J. Roberts and Shimon Duncan Nasulu. So clock stops, 12 seconds remaining, a 4th down. And that should all but do it for this first half. We have seen some crazier things happen.
All right. This is a rivalry game, so anything goes right now.
We remind you, stick with us. Even once we get to 000, Matt Levine will be joined by the first-year head coach, Billy Kosh. Arkansas transfer, Owen Larson. It's a good one. Williams backed inside his own 15. Most importantly, hangs on to the football. Stony Brook will have to snap it one more time.
Good special teams play right there is fan the field and make a tackle to go in the half.
So we're just about halfway through the 26th edition, Stony Brook and UAlbany. We've had all sorts of matchups. We told you each of the last 2 years a little bit lopsided in favor of the Great Danes. What has stuck out to you in the first 29 minutes and 57 seconds?
Well, for UAlbany, it's Van Weber. I mean, he's been impressive. As a young freshman, I think they got to continue to call the game for him. But that's been the most impressive thing. I'm surprised Roland Dempster hadn't had many more carries than what he's had.
Well, we'll pad the stats here. We say crazy things happen. He had to scoop that off the turf there. And that brings us to halftime, 7-6 Stony Brook. Looking for their 4th consecutive victory.
This is the end of the
number
first
17 in the country, their highest ranking since the 2018 season. We've got Matt Levine standing turf side at the 10-yard line. He is joined by the first-year head coach, Billy Kosh.
Coach, offense started really strong on the first drive. Defense held their own, only allowed 6 points. What were your thoughts on the first 30 minutes?
I just thought our offense, we're really lackluster right now. We got to have some rhythm. Starts with us as coaches to our players. We're not making routine plays. You know, we got to get back to that. Defensively, we got some big plays that we're giving up in the run game. Now we're stiffing down in the red zone, which is good, but we got to be better on 3rd down and get off the field. So we got a lot to clean up. We're going to fix it here.
All right, Coach. Thanks for the time.
Thank you so much.
Guys.
Well, Billy Kosh, always candid, and when you have 7 points at halftime, that stands to reason.
Yeah, I agree with him. I mean, you've got to get on the field, and you've got to play better on offense. They're out of rhythm on offense right now. Tyler Knopp does not look like the guy that I watched on tape coming into this game. I think he's completing less than 50% of his passes right now, and he was leading the conference in pass percentage coming into this game.
Well, that separates these two teams is a missed point after. 7-6 your score. We go to halftime here at Laval Stadium. Stick with us. Plenty of stats, highlights, and more to come here on Flow Sports.
I think one of the things that makes it different to work here as a nurse or a nursing assistant is the teamwork that is out there amongst the staff.
We work together with one mission in common, and that's to take care of our veterans and their families.
If this is my small way of helping them back, my career as a nurse is rewarded.
The opportunities here for professional growth, our health insurance, salaries can't be compared in any other facility.
I've been here 11 years. I think it speaks for it. So
please consider working at the Long Island State Veterans Home, because we do make a difference in people's lives each and every day.
Every patient has a story of strength and courage. We're inspired by these stories every day. Our award-winning team is not just treating cancer, we're nurturing dreams, supporting families, and building futures. New York Cancer and Blood Specialists has been recognized as #1 for most top doctors in cancer care by Castle Connolly. With locations across New York, exceptional care is always within reach, ensuring you don't have to travel far to receive the best. New York Cancer and Blood Specialists, conquering cancer close to home.
My Country 96.1, Long Island's home for country. Playing all the hits from the superstars and the new stars. We also bring you some of the biggest country shows on Long Island at the Catholic Health Amphitheater at Bald Hill and other local venues. Download the My Country 96.1 app now on your smartphone and take us wherever you go.
Ranked Stony Brook Seawolves maintaining the 1-point lead over their rival, the UAlbany Great Danes. As part of the Dean's Challenge, a few more members of the Stony Brook University faculty here visiting us at our humble abode. We appreciate you making some time. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and just letting us know what school you're here to represent.
Great, thank you so much. Hi, I'm Pat Bruckenthal. I'm the Dean of the School of Nursing, and we are so happy to be here at the Dean's Challenge today.
So how has the Dean's Challenge, and we've had other members come on throughout the year, how has the Dean's Challenge affected your school specifically throughout the season?
Yeah, thanks. The Dean's Challenge has really given the School of Nursing and our faculty, our students, staff, our families, and our friends the opportunity to really come together and show our pride, not only for the School of Nursing, but for Stony Brook University, and really, really celebrate teamwork, whether that's on the field or in the classroom or in the communities that we serve.
Football season is getting sort of towards the final stages. Plenty more to go on in the school year. Anything to look forward to in your department?
We're looking forward to, of course, the end of this semester, but I also kind of want to give a shout out today. Veterans Day is right around the corner, and we're so privileged to sponsor and honor our veterans at Long Island State Veterans Home at this game. The Stony Brook School of Nursing has had a long-standing partnership with the Long Island State Vets Home in terms of training nurses at all levels of their education, as well as delivering impactful research. So we couldn't be more thankful for them. And just a shout out to the School of Nursing. We are rated one of the premier schools of nursing in New York State, so we're really, really proud of that.
Patricia, thank you for the time. Enjoy the rest of the game. Have a good rest of the school year.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll keep them rolling right in as Shari Miller will join us. Shari, similar sentiment and question, just kind of which school you're here to represent and how the Dean's Challenge has kind of affected you guys throughout this school year.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. So I'm Shari Miller. I'm the Dean of the School of Social Welfare. And for us, this Dean's Challenge represents so many things that are instrumental to what it means to be part of a university and a community. We happen to be the reigning champs of the Dean's Challenge from last year. We are very much hoping to hold on to our trophy this year, but in all reality, the way that we're thinking about this is that no matter who wins today, what school wins this challenge, we all win, because this challenge is emblematic of what we do here, the stuff of collaboration, community engagement, crossing boundaries in order to create new things and do good in the world. So we really appreciate the opportunity.
Other than the potential back-to-back trophies, what do we have to look forward to the rest of the school year?
Not unlike my colleague, we have an enormous commitment to community partnership, and we have students placed in agencies that across Long Island and downstate New York, 1,400 different community partners, and a number of them are here with us today. So one of the things we have to look forward to is continuing to, again, bring together the community and the university in the spirit of developing a workforce who is committed to making the world a better place and going out there and meeting the needs of people. So we're grateful to have the opportunity to share this space together and to engage in celebrating Stony Brook and supporting each other as we navigate difficult times.
Shari Miller, thank you for giving us the time. Good luck on getting that second trophy.
Thank you so much.
Last but not least, we'll welcome in Matt Solzano from the School of Journalism and Communication.
Thank you.
More something that I know something a little bit more about. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about your department when it comes to the Dean's Challenge?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. My name is Matthew Salzano. I'm a faculty member in the School of Communication and Journalism, standing in for Dean Laura Lindenfeld today. Communication and Journalism, we're proud to be here representing communication and journalism students. Like you sort of inferred, this is it's so fun to be a communication and journalism professor at a football game, because we see our students everywhere. They're athletes, they're in the marching band, they're doing media group work to do halftime shows. So it's exciting to be here and see all our students represented.
As noted for the similar questions for the other two faculty members, rest of the school year, anything in particular to look forward to from the School of Journalism?
Yeah, the School of Communication and Journalism is always growing. We've got 2 new majors. One just started this year, a BA in Communication. Next year, a BA in Writing and Rhetorical Studies. They're great majors. They're great double majors for students. We're looking forward to seeing even more Stony Brook students come through our doors on the 4th floor of the Melville Library.
Matt, thank you so much for the time. Good luck the rest of the school year.
Thank you so much.
All right, Stony Brook looks to maintain the advantage. It's a big one here. Stony Brook and UAlbany, 7-6 your score. We're back with halftime stats and highlights here on Flow Sports.
At Stony Brook Cancer Center, we don't just conduct clinical trials, we create them, all so Callie can keep trying new things. We are a multidisciplinary team, caring for you from every angle, so Jim can find just the right one. We develop highly individualized, leading-edge cancer treatments, so Sarah can follow her passions, using our strength to help you regain yours. We are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you.
Bacon. Good Good morning, everybody. Nothing like the Jersey Mike's morning prep. The sizzling bacon, the slicing of the tomatoes, the bopping of the fresh lettuce.
Danny, what are you doing up there?
I've been living up here for months.
Got a package from Mr. DeVito?
Oh, my bacon sniffing horn. Oh, smell that bacon. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, now we're talking. Freshly prepped every morning. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
At Stony Brook Medicine, we pioneered a faster way to recover from joint surgery. So Greg barely missed a step. We have a level 1 trauma center, the highest in the region, so Frank can keep playing once upon a time. We are home to a nationally recognized diabetes center, so Anita never misses a celebration. Working together to make your life stronger. We are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you.
CAA football is action-packed. CAA football is thrilling.
CAA football is gritty.
CAA football is competitive.
CAA football is grit and grind.
CAA football is exciting.
CAA football is tough.
CAA football is relentless.
CAA football is persistent. CAA football is incredible.
CAA football is excellence.
CAA football is lights out.
CAA football is the standard.
CAA football united in excellence.
From the studios at the School of Communication and Journalism, welcome to the Stony Brook Media Group Halftime Report, brought to you by Tropical Smoothie Cafe. I'm Imra Ahmed. Student turnout for this year's election was impressive, with a steady stream of students lining up to vote at the Recreation Center. Despite the long lines, students were determined to make their voices heard. I spoke with Democratic congressional candidate John Avlon, who was on campus to get out the vote. Avlon praised the dedication of student voters, emphasized the significance of youth engagement in politics, and applauded Stony Brook's efforts to facilitate participation. Climate change affects everyone. Let's hear more from James Quigley and Robin Metz, who visited a climate change town hall hosted by Collaborative for the Earth.
We found that actually from the first town hall, which was more focused on research, that just having like-minded people in the same room helps make new connections with other faculty and staff at Stony Brook.
Kevin Reed, the Associate Promoter for Climate and Sustainability, met with Heather Lynch, Director of Collaborative for the Earth in the Wong Center Monday afternoon for the Town Hall 2 meeting about spreading awareness for climate change.
So our mission is to break down the barriers between scholarly disciplines, between problems and their solutions, and between campus and the community.
Attendees representing graduate students, undergraduate students, and experimental learning were paired together to discuss potential new learning strategies for the changing climate.
So one of the things that we want to do is develop undergraduate and graduate programs that are of value to students that want to go on and work in environmental areas.
Lynch discussed the importance of the diversity of different topics taught regarding climate change, pledging for more classes in the departments of business and green financing.
Well, one of the things I'm really interested in, and we were just talking about it a few minutes ago, is sustainable business or green financing. Some of these areas that are at the intersection of environmental science and economics and business. Because all of these companies, you don't have to be an oil company to be worried about the environmental impacts of your work. You could be in a hedge fund. You could be a local retailer. All of these companies have to think about the sustainability of their own businesses.
Reed and Lynch use opportunities such as town hall meetings to collect data to help further improve Stony Brook's climate change initiative.
Our MVP this week is Stony Brook University's Center for Civic Justice. As election season heated up, the center stepped up, working to engage and inform students and the local community on the importance of voting. The center held informative sessions that break down how local and national elections work. It also organized campus-wide voter registration drives to register students to vote. From voter education to on-the-ground advocacy, the Center for Civic Justice is always accessible. Well, that's it from us in the studio. We will send you back to the Laval Stadium for first half stats and analysis. Stay with us.
We are getting you set for half number 2, Stony Brook and UAlbany 7-6 Seawolves. Matt Levine joined by UAlbany head coach Greg Gattuso.
Thanks, Johnny. Greg, quarterback change after the first drive. What was the decision into that?
We got a lot of injuries right now. Trey got hit and can't continue to play. Our fall's down, but we're battling and we're trying to get a win still.
What'd you like out of Van Weber?
Pretty much everything. We always knew he had talent, and we were looking forward to the future of him. The future's now. So we'll see how he can play in this game the rest of the day.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
We told you he liked Van Weber heading into the game. He likes Van Weber heading out of halftime. Did you like Van Weber?
I love Van Weber. He was phenomenal his first half. He brought a lot of juice to this offense. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out in the second half.
Again, your score is 7-6. 17th ranked Stony Brook Seawolves over the UAlbany Great Danes. We told you at the top of the broadcast, kind of a flipped script from last year. Great Danes, one of, if not the best season in program history, ended up going to the NCAA semifinal. Stony Brook, that was not the case last year, 0-10 record. Stony Brook kind of controls their own destiny here down the stretch toward the playoffs. Great Danes today just looking to pick up their second conference victory of the season. Here's what unfolded in the first 30 minutes between the game that had just one touchdown for each team.
Yeah, well, you can see the Great Danes came to play today. They controlled time of possession, 21 minutes to 8 minutes. So they would like nothing more than play spoiler to Stony Brook's playoff hopes.
Great Danes also 0 for 2 in the red zone. As we peer through some of the highlights in the first half, most first half highlights have featured a Roland Dempster touchdown. This one is no different, his 17th of the season.
Yeah, Roland Dempster, I've said it all the first half, they got to find ways to get this guy the ball because this offense goes through him.
Stony Brook has found ways to get Jace Freeman the ball. That catch set up the Roland Dempster touchdown. He has a touchdown in 3 straight games. Offense, though, for Stony Brook quelled. Van Weber did the opposite. He got the offense moving and grooving for UAlbany.
Like, he really throws a nice ball. He's got great arm strength and great accuracy.
His first collegiate touchdown pass, 23 yards to Caden Birdie. The extra point, though, doinked by John Apalco. That's why Stony Brook maintains the 7-6 lead. Great throw across his body.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable throw. Like, most quarterbacks can't make that throw at all.
Roland Dempster, who is Stony Brook's second leading receiver this season, the conference's leading rusher, was also Stony Brook's leading receiver in the first half. He had 42 yards through the air. 7-6 your score. We step aside for 30 seconds. When we come back, half number 2 between the Seawolves and Stony Brook Seawolves set to receive half number 2, week number 11. Down the stretch we go here in the Coastal, where the Stony Brook Seawolves look to navigate back to the playoffs for the first time since 2018. James Bozek, who missed a 29-yard field goal, just kicked it out of bounds.
That's a brutal mistake to start the half. This is what Greg Gattuso talks about in our weekly call, is not beating ourselves, not making mistakes, that's a mistake right there that they can't have. Now they get the ball on the 40-yard line.
69.
Excuse me, on the 35-yard line.
35-yard line. First down.
So we say hello to Mr. Ackley once again, with 0 seconds having elapsed here in the second half. We told you he got his money's worth in the first 30 minutes.
Well, he's working on the second half right about now.
Stony Brook looking to put up some points. They scored 7 on their opening drive, never scored again. Back on the ground with Roland Dempster. 8 carries for 36 yards in the first half. And he is refusing to go down here to start half number 2.
Yeah, he's just carrying a pile. Like they've got to put this game on him and let him take over the game. He's their go-to guy, and he's got to play this way in the second half if they want to win this football game.
So Dempster nearing 100 all-purpose yards in this game. Already noted, entered the game with more than 1,300 AP yards. Josiah Williams did hang on into the car wash for a first down for Stony Brook.
Yeah, that was a tight window throw. Sometimes not advised, but it was a good catch by Josiah Williams right there.
That's one of those you say, no, 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 and then he catches it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just how he drew it up. Knott will go under center. It is still third down. Stony Brook needs an inch or two.
Yeah. I'm betting on number 4 to get the ball right here.
Struggled on third downs last week, just 2 for 9. He does get the ball, but I don't think he got the first. Or maybe he did. They give him the spot.
That was close. I don't know about that one, but that was close.
That's about as good as you could play Roland Dempster.
Yeah.
With him needing to get just 1 yard. So it is a first down for Stony Brook. Chain gang gets moving out to the 45-yard line. First drive here in the second half. Tyler Knott, 123 yards through the air in that first half. Goes across his body dangerously. Almost intercepted by Denzel Patrick.
Yeah, I don't like the decision right there. He had Roland Dempster in the flat, wide open, nobody there. Get him the ball, get it to him quick where he can turn up and run down the sideline. Like, Tyler Knott, he's playing off rhythm right now. He's got to get settled down and just find his rhythm. You know, and you can do that with short completions, throwing it out to the flat, hitch routes, things like that.
Second down and 10. Josiah Williams, the motion man. Knott throws low over the middle. So it'll bring up a third down and 10. He was in search of the 6'4" Chase Freeman. Usually more of an advantage when Freeman has to go up rather than going down.
Yeah, you don't want to throw it low. Give him a chance to catch it. Use his big body, big frame, and let him go up and play some basketball.
A moment ago, Stony Brook needed 2 inches. Here they need 10 yards. Got to get to the Great Danes, 45 to keep the drive moving. And it's on the ground with Shakai Carson.
This is a really good defensive series. When they can get the third down, they can cause some real issues for you, UAlbany, with their defense and their defensive pressure package. They do a lot of stuff on third down, and it's been really good and fun to watch them play on third down today.
That means more work for Clayton Taylor. So another possession for Stony Brook where they emerge without any points. Taylor's last punt was into the wind, not a great one. This one a little better, but still decent field position for the Great Danes. We're going to start this drive, their first of the second half, right at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that was not a good punt. He struggled all day today, but it's probably the most work he's had all year.
Well, I told you only 3 punts last week at Bryant. And that was a game that required a 5th quarter. And Stony Brook scored the first touchdown of the overtime period. Bulldogs scored their first play of the overtime period, went for 2 for the win, did not get it.
Yeah.
So the streak stayed alive for Stony Brook. And really showing, we talked about this with Coach Kosh, they could win in a multitude of ways. Van Weber He remains a winner. He throws a strike down the seam to Birdie. Down across the 50-yard line, Caden Birdie quickly becoming his favorite target.
Yeah, right now they're just picking up where they left off. That was a nice slant route. Threw it to him in stride. Really good catch. Like, UAlbany's playing really good football right now. They're playing like they came here to take this Apple Cup back to Albany with them.
Well, they did get the victory today, as we noted. For the first time either team has won 3 consecutive in this series since Albany won 6 straight in the late 90s. Fumble. Stony Brook's on it. Shimon Duncan Nasulu winds up with a pigskin after Van Weber was de-footballed.
Yeah, this is what we talked about, making a big mistake. They got the ball coming out of halftime, moving the ball, and then they turn it over. This is a mistake that Greg Gattuso talked about trying to avoid.
A.J. Roberts, the one who charted free. Anthony Ferrelli and friends on top of it. It does go down as a recovery by Nasulu. One of those Bowling Green Seawolves this season.
Yeah.
So the drive starts in good field position for SBU at their own 42. Knock down the seam. Redmond dropped it. Second time today, the big tight end can't hang on. Second down.
Yeah, the receivers have not helped him out. He's not playing his best game, Tyler Knopp, but these receivers have got to help him.
So 5 consecutive scoreless possessions for Stony Brook. And I think if you were to say at the beginning of the game, 17th ranked team in the country, their big rivalry game, they go 5 possessions without scoring, but they're winning, you would sign up for that.
Yeah.
Time fleeting on Knopp. The screen set up for Dempster. Met immediately. Wrapped up by Ron again as Holmes got home.
Yeah. This defense is playing lights out right now. They're running to the ball. They're making plays. They're making it hard on this Stony Brook offense. It ain't all on Stony Brook. It's a lot about what UAlbany's doing on defense to them.
How about the 6th tackle already for Ron Holmes? I told you, multiple tackles now in all 10 games this season. And any defensive player we talk about was not a starter last year for Albany.
Yeah, this is all new. This whole roster, everybody we see on the field is all new from and not here last year.
Speaking of new, Brandon Boria on the right hip of Knopp, the tailback. Knopp lets it fly. He wants Chase Freeman. Beautifully covered by the freshman Irv Wiggins Jr. And it'll be a 6th consecutive scoreless possession for the Stony Brook offense.
Yeah, does a good job of staying on top and staying on top of the coverage. Irv Wiggins, like not falling for the double move. And this is how Stony Brook started the second half last week, trying to get big plays, trying to throw it deep.
Timeout.
Yeah.
Albany, their first of the half, 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was a good timeout right there. UAlbany had 12 guys on the field, so that was a good use of a timeout right there by the Albany staff.
No. UAlbany getting ready to get the football back. And again, this has kind of been our score for quite some time. Stony Brook gets the early touchdown. UAlbany responds. The only difference, the missed extra point by Apalco. Defenses have kind of settled in since then. Stony Brook has forced a couple of turnovers as well.
Yeah, both defenses have taken over this game. This is a defensive game. I really thought it was going to be more points scored, but I love defense. As a defensive guy, I love to see this type of game.
Clayton Taylor, the Australian punter. Stony Brook has had one of those for the last 6 years. Angled out of bounds by Jakari Carter inside the 20. So for a UAlbany team that has already had a drive start at their own 44 and their own 40, it kind of feels like a win for the Stony Brook defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Get them backed up. See can you hold them, and then you get some field position.
Share your smiles with us as we capture those special moments.
26th edition of the Battle for the Golden Apple continues here at Laval Stadium. The UAlbany Great Danes with a 15-10 advantage. They've taken each of the last 2 matchups, 4 out of the last 6. It's been a really fun rivalry, Anthony Blevins. 2011, they met in the playoffs. 2017, Stony Brook wins it to start 8-2. 2018, 48-yard field goal off the crossbar for a winner for UAlbany.
Yeah, this game, this is my first experience with this rivalry, and it's been fun. There's
Van Wagner continues to do Wagner things, but it's out. So after the 12th completion by Van Weber, it's a catch, a fumble, and Stony Brook has forced their 3rd turnover. Rudy Silvera emerges.
Yeah, I told you, first quarter, leave that man alone. He's a bad man. That's a really good play by him to come in and strip the football out. It's a really, really good play, really good ball awareness right there for him to get that ball out. They are ball hawking on this Stony Brook defense right now.
That was Jackson Parker who coughed up the pigskin. You noted it just before the break, a game that you feel like UAlbany may deserve to be leading based on how they've played. 3rd turnover, they're trailing and now on their heels.
Yeah. And this is what happens when you're 3-6 and you play this way all year. This is who you become. You turn the ball over, you get penalties, you do things that are uncharacteristic of a good football team.
Josiah Williams in open space. 15-yard pickup on the first play of the drive. Set up by some good blocking from the motion man Cole Panici.
Yeah, that was a really good block that actually sprung him. And this guy, he's listed as a receiver, but he's built like a running back. So he's a load to tackle.
Looking for Roland Dempster through the air. There was some contact. Incomplete. We already told you Dempster, the conference's leading rusher. Today, Stony Brook's leading receiver. Depending on how things shake out, he might be Stony Brook's leading rusher and receiver at the end of this Week 11 matchup.
Yeah, he's a dynamic player. He reminds me of David Montgomery. Just watching him, how physically he runs. Doesn't have all the explosiveness that David Montgomery has, but he's very, very physical as a runner.
They've both got enough touchdowns to feed a nation. Dempster gets the feet up the middle. It's only a 2-yard pickup. So 3rd down and 8 for Stony Brook. Got to get inside the red zone for a 1st down. With fewer than 10 minutes remaining, a lot of football left to be played here in the North Shore.
Yeah, this has been a fun, entertaining game. But this is a big 3rd down right here. They've got to come away with points right here.
Stony Brook just 4 for their last 17 on 3rd down. 2 for 9 last week in the victory against Bryant. Came in overtime, 2 for 8 this week. And they will keep it on the ground with Roland Dempster, who gets about half the yards necessary.
Yeah.
And now first-year head coach Billy Koch, decision time.
Yeah, well, they're going for field goal. I probably would have went for it right here. But they're going to take the points.
So they'll rely on Enda Kirby, whose 6.3 points per game is the best in the conference. 1 for 2 last week, hit a 36-yarder, missed a 46-yarder. This from 41. Snap there, hold is good. The kick, does it have the distance? It does. It ties a career long for Enda Kirby. And it snaps a streak of 6 consecutive possessions without points. Stony Brook 10, UAlbany 6.
That was a great possession for them, but they've got to start coming away with touchdowns, not just field goals and selling for field goals. They've got to get touchdowns. They put touchdowns on the board. They put a lot of pressure on UAlbany to come back. They have not shown the ability to maintain drives, UAlbany has not, without turning the ball over or committing a penalty.
Now it goes down as a 5-play drive, 21 yards for Stony Brook. Eats up just 109 seconds. But again, the 41-yarder by Enda Kirby. That ties a career high. And in a game where we were stagnant for a while, it feels like a good jab for Stony Brook.
Yeah, this is the first time they scored since their opening possession. So, but they got the ball on the 45-yard line. 1 first down there in field goal range. So that's really, to me, that's a win for the UAlbany defense. You know.
Now, for all the chatter we've had about UAlbany playing really well against Stony Brook of late, and they do lead the series 15-10. The last 8 games at Laval Stadium, 6 of them have been won by the Seawolves. Short kick this time by Bisco. It is returnable for Albany. They've been good in this department this year. And chopped down to the 23-yard line, Jamal Cooney. So another look at a UAlbany offense that you feel like has been able to move the football pretty well, just have not been able to emerge with points.
Yeah, they've moved the ball up and down the field. Freshman Van Weber came in, and he sparked his offense, but they've turned it over, they committed penalties at bad times, and they cannot find a way to get in the end zone.
A.J. Roberts and company, openers spark another turnover. Stony Brook has caused 3 of them already in fewer than 3 quarters. First down at 10 for the 24-yard line. Weber handles a high snap. And JoJo Uga, the freshman tailback, met immediately after a 1-yard pickup.
Yeah, they've got to get back to running the football. They did a good job in the first half, controlling the clock, being able to run the football, and not allowing the freshman quarterback to make any mistakes.
Weber, 12 of 17 through the air in his first collegiate appearance. 155 yards, has the touchdown as well. Second down and 9, they go back to Uga, and he goes right back into the teeth of that Stony Brook defense. Daishir Clary emerges, the team's leader in tackles for a loss.
Yeah, on that last play defensively, it was a lot of confusion. Coaches on the sideline signaling for timeout. They didn't get the timeout, but it worked out in their favor.
There's big number 13, the Temple transfer. Playing now his second season as a member of the Seawolves. Weber with Uga on his left hip. We approach the halfway marker of quarter number 3, still a 1-score game. Weber, ample time, throws to the outs, completed, Stony Brook all over it. Jordan Jackson, just his second tackle today, but none bigger. And now a very late flag has come in, and it looks like it's on Stony Brook in the quarterback area.
That was a real silly penalty. Uncalled for, unwarranted. You're about to get off the field.
After the play, personal foul, defense, number 95, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
So the Anthony Williams penalty not only keeps the drive moving, it's 15 yards for the Great Danes after what appeared to be kind of a momentum-swinging third down stop by Stony Brook.
Yeah, that was a really silly penalty. Coach Kosh is really upset on the sideline. I mean, he's giving Anthony Williams the business right now.
So that's the 4th penalty on Stony Brook this afternoon, and it has cost them more than 30 yards. Ample time again for Weber. Roberts after him. Weber lost it. What will they roll here? It is a catch for Chocho Uga. He is Chocho on the spot after A.J. Roberts chased down Weber.
Yeah, they've got to settle Van Weber down right now. He's trying to get out of character and do Superman type things.
Certainly looked like that ball bounced on the ground, so maybe they are calling it a fumble recovered by UAlbany. Either way, second down from the 40 with the drive alive due to the penalty. Weber steps into it, tipped and dropped. Double deflection. Jakari Carter in white, DJ Jones in blue. Third down and 16.
Tips and overthrows, got to get those. You know, if you're Stony Brook, you got a chance to get off the field here twice. One with the penalty, and then now with the interception. You've got to come up with those plays. As a DB, when they hit you in the hands, you better catch them because they're not throwing to you. I guess that's why he's playing DB.
I was going to say, I know you're hurting on the inside after watching that. DJ Jones does have an interception this season, and it did come on an overthrow. 3rd down and a country mile. It's Uga. Lassoed down by Forelli. He did get back to the original line of scrimmage. And UAlbany appears to be sending out the punting unit with a 4th down coming up from the 50.
Yeah, UAlbany's lucky on this series that things didn't hurt them.
Short kick by Lawson. Josiah Williams was set up inside the 10-yard line. And that ball finally settled down around the 30. There is a flag on the play. I know, Anthony, big surprise. There's a yellow hanky on the field.
Yeah. Referees need FaceTime, so I'm all for it.
There it is. So does the hanky. Get the hanky some FaceTime.
During the kick, holding, return team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick will be 1st down.
So holding penalty on Stony Brook will back them up 10
The
more
foul was
yards.
on number 24.
We'll do it when we
Timeout on
return
the
from
field.
break. 5:27 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Seawolves still maintaining a 10-6 advantage over the Great Danes.
Good morning, Long Island. Welcome to News 12.
We're not just local, we're as local as
the Fire Island Ferry, your gateway to unforgettable adventures.
Our beloved bagel shops, where every bite is a taste of home. Our wineries on the East End, where you can raise a glass and relax.
No one covers Long Island better than News 12 because we are a part of it.
Local news, local weather, local stories. News 12 Long Island. Local matters.
At Stony Brook Cancer Center, we don't just conduct clinical trials, we create them, all so Callie can keep trying new things. We are a multidisciplinary team, caring for you from every angle, so Jim can find just the right one. We develop highly individualized, leading-edge cancer treatments, so Sarah can follow her passions, using our strength to help you regain yours. We are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you.
26th edition of the SUNY Showdown continues from Long Island's North Shore. He's Anthony Blevins. I'm Johnny Wincott. Matt Levine down patrolling the sidelines. We noted 12th consecutive season. Let these two Empire State rivals meet. 200 miles separating the campuses here at Stony Brook, New York, and up in the Empire State Capitol. We also noted 30-year matchup. Stony Brook has been very good of late here at Laval Stadium, 6-2 over the last 8 on the North Shore.
Stony Brook takes over your 18-yard line. First and 10.
Seawolves with just 3 points since the opening drive touchdown by Roland Dempster, who is spinning through the car wash, emerging cleaner on the other side with an 8-yard pickup.
Yeah, this guy runs extremely hard. Like, I really enjoy watching him carry the football.
14 carries for Dempster, make it 15. This one, though, no gain for number 4. And you could probably count on one hand the amount of times that Dempster has carried not for positive yards this season. But Billy Kosh and company feel pretty secure in the 3rd down and 1 and 2 scenarios.
Yeah, I would too. I mean, this guy, I mean, he's the dim truck, you know, like he just goes for it, and typically he's not going to be stopped.
Dempster again lowers the helmet, 1st down Stony Brook. The clock continues to tick, 4.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, they've got to continue to try to establish this run game, and this will help Taylor Knopp settle down a little bit.
Knopp and company heads on swivels. Pick up Billy Kosh and company. Four consecutive handoffs to Roland Dempster to start the drive. And he loses the football. Lunan emerges. Dante Lunan emerged out of the pile with the pigskin. It is ruled a fumble on UAlbany.
Yeah, that's something you don't see very often, is Roland Dempster fumbling the football.
And no indications at the moment that this is going to be reviewed. And it doesn't look like it's necessary.
And this play all started with Irv Wiggins coming off the edge. He got around his legs, slowed him down. That's where this play all started.
The ruling on the field of a fumble recovered by the defense is under further review.
So we're going back under the hood. Previous play is under review. All reviews here sponsored by Stony Brook Ophthalmology. We'll take another good 2 or 3 looks at it. A rare, potentially rare, miscue by Roland Dempster with 3:54 remaining in the third quarter. And if this does stand, it sets up UAlbany in golden field position to try and take the lead.
It's really hard to tell from that angle. Nothing tells you that it wasn't a fumble from that angle.
And that's kind of the key verbiage here. It's already ruled a fumble. You would need to confirm with clear video evidence that it was not a fumble. And from everything we've seen, it looks like a fumble on Roland Dempster.
Yeah, that's got to stand if this is the only view that we have right here.
Justin Ackley, we said in the first half, getting his money's worth. He's continuing to count those bills here in the third quarter.
Yeah, these referees, these stripes, they like being on TV. It's something about the TV camera and stripes.
Let's take a listen.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. It will be first down, Albany.
So as expected, it does stand. And it could be a big one for the Great Danes. Neither team has really been able to take advantage of causing turnovers.
No, this could be a big break. They get the ball right here in the red zone, but we made a point earlier in the game that UAlbany struggled in the red zone all season long. And with the kicking woes, like, to me, this is 4-down territory.
First down for the 20, ball is loose. Oh my, Van Weber back on top of it. Well, we tried to lay out the storylines for you guys in the beginning of the broadcast. Hey, here's what Stony Brook's done this year. Here's what UAlbany has done. But at the same time, when these two teams get together, you kind of figure, toss out the records. A lot of funky stuff's going to happen.
Yeah, like we talked about, this is a rivalry game. Anything goes. And it looks like Van Weber actually tried to pull it and run a read option right here.
And if you're just joining us, true freshman quarterback out of New Jersey making his collegiate debut. Pressure coming from Forelli. And he is on target again. Finds it tailback JoJo Uga for a 7-yard pickup. Third down inside the 15-yard line. With 3 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Again, glad you're with us. He's Anthony Blevins. I'm Johnny Wincott. Nat Levine providing insights from Turfside in the 26th installment of the battle for the Golden Apple.
Yeah. Coach Gattuso, he was really high on JoJo earlier in the week in our call and had a lot of respect for him and thought he could develop into a Roland Dempster.
Well, a chance for a Roland Dempster moment here. And a timeout taken by Stony Brook just before the snap.
Stony Brook, their first of the half, 30 seconds.
Well, this has been an area both teams have struggled this afternoon. Third down converting. Great Danes just 3 of 10.
Yeah, this game has gotten really sloppy over the last quarter and a half. So UAlbany and Stony Brook, they've both got to settle down and play their type of football.
And in chatting with Greg Gattuso, that's been kind of the struggle this year. He's saying we make too many mistakes early in the game, taking us away from our brand of football. Well, they have forced Stony Brook into a couple of mistakes today as we see how these two teams match up. Again, this is the preseason 16 against the preseason number 3 in the biggest conference in FCS football.
Yeah. And they've got to find a way to take advantage of this turnover and this field position that they've been gifted.
3rd down and 4 from the 13-yard line. Heads on swivels for the Great Danes. Got to get inside the 10 to get the chain gang moving. Jojo Uga will not get there. Down at the 11.
Yeah.
More post-play theatrics. A.J. Roberts looking for his SAG card.
Yeah, this is definitely 4-down territory for him right here.
And again, to use the same preface as before for just joining us, missed field goal and a missed extra point by 2 different kickers. So the decision made by Greg Gattuso. 4th down and 2 from the 11. Uga the handoff. Uga absorbing contact. Stayed on his feet for the moment. That may have given the freshman enough for the 1st down. Stony Brook says no. UAlbany says, oh yeah. And only one opinion matters. It's not either one of theirs.
Yeah, this is going to be close, but I think he got it. He didn't get it by much, but I think he got it.
Well, it looks like we're actually going old school here. We're gonna get an actual measurement.
Yeah, you don't see this very often.
So these are few and far between nowadays.
All right, it's just stripe times, TV time for the stripes.
I told you they had to get inside the 10. He had to get to the 9. They did not get there. For the 7th time this season, a Great Danes drive has been turned over on downs in the red zone.
That's a great stand by Stony Brook defense. This defense has been playing lights out all day long. To hold this offense to 6 points and for them to get the ball in the red zone and you stuff them, that's a unbelievable stand. And not to mention earlier in the game when they had the goal line stands where they came with the turnover from the 2-yard line.
So many tough pills to swallow this afternoon if you're Greg Gattuso. Ample opportunity inside the red zone and still just 6 points. So the Seawolves take over inside their own 10. Trying to get themselves a little bit of running room, breathing room. And amongst all the chaos, Anthony, 100 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, if you're Stony Brook, you're lucky to be in the lead, but you'll take it right now.
Billy Kosh all season long, even after big victories, has said, haven't really played the 4-quarter football yet, haven't played that perfect game. It's tough to play a perfect game, but Stony Brook still keeps winning. Ganop, quick one over the middle. It is brought in, Des Williams. And despite what the defensive backs are saying, it is a reception for number 84. And it's a 1st down for Stony Brook, well-needed one.
Yeah, they need a drive right here. And they've got to keep their offense on the field. This defense cannot maintain the level that they've been playing with all game.
Another quick hitter, this time for Josiah Williams. Billy Kosh kind of talked about under this air raid offense, right? Up to the line quick, a lot of plays get the ball into the playmaker's hands. It's almost like using a running play when we throw quickly to roll into Josiah in the flats like that.
Yeah, correct. It's just an extension of running game. Get the ball out of the quarterback's hand and let guys do what they do in space.
Points continue to be at a premium. You're in this battle for the golden apple. Dempster motions to the near sideline. Canop down the seam. Cal Redmond sticks it. And he's still going.
That was a great catch. Good, tough run, securing the football.
Well, not a bad way to cap the third quarter for Stony Brook. Tyler Knopp throws a strike to Cal
This is the end of
Redmond.
the third quarter. And out on the field.
And as Justin Ackley just told you, it's the end of the third quarter. 15 minutes remaining in regulation. The Stony Brook Seawolves go for their 8th win of the season when we return on Flow Sports.
To start the fourth quarter at the Stony Brook 46-yard line.
Start of the fourth quarter here at Laval Stadium, and at a big spot for the Stony Brook Seawolves. In the heart of their drive at the 45-yard line, first down and 10. A lot of high candy, but it goes to Roland Dempster. It's a 2-yard pickup. Again, glad you've joined us here for the 26th edition of the SUNY Showdown. This is Anthony Blevins, Matt Levine down on the sidelines. I'm Johnny Wincott. Points have come at a premium. That has not been the case in this series over the last couple of years. The average margin of victory over the last 4 seasons is 25. The 4 games before that, all decided by 1 score.
Well, this one will probably be a 1-score game. This is what we're looking at right now. This has been a defensive-dominated game. If you love defense, this is the game for you.
Seawolves scored on their opening possession. 2-yard rushing touchdown for Roland Dempster, his 17th of the season. Only 2 players in the country have more touchdowns in FCS football. Since then, just a field goal for the Seawolves. In fact, outscored 6-3. The Great Danes, though, missed their extra point on their lone touchdown. 3rd down and 9. Knopp off the back foot. Josiah Williams stays on his feet. Down to the 25-yard line. Biggest catch of the day for the little man, Josiah.
Yeah, they run the slant off the slot with the pressure, so it's one-on-one coverage. He beats it, and this is what we talked about earlier. This guy's built like a running back, so you're not going to just knock him down. You've got to wrap this guy. You try to knock him down, he kept going.
We told you 10 receptions last week, 9 of them in the first half, 4 of them in the first drive. Stony Brook putting up a catching clinic last week. In the overtime win at Bryant, 8 different players caught a pass. This time it's back to Williams, and he can't make the man miss. An open field tackle and a great one by Thomas Joe Kamara.
Yeah, that was a really nice tackle by Thomas right there to come up and make that one-on-one tackle, because that's not an easy play to make in that open space.
By the way, Great Danes, 1 interception this season. Kamara owns it. Entered this game just 6 turnovers forced. They've plucked 2 from Stony Brook today. So they have another one in them here with the Seawolves tiptoeing outside the red zone. Brandon Boria, change of pace running back. Will miss the last 5 games. A little sprinkle of a wrinkle to the run game for Billy Kosh and crew.
Yeah, so I'm sure it's really good to have him back to take a little bit of load off of Roland Dipster, who came out of the game about 3 plays ago and actually going back in the game right now.
That was talked about early this season by Billy Kosh. And you want to give Roland the ball every play. He's that good. But you just can't do that if you want to keep him healthy. So a brief breather at the water cooler for number 4. It goes out for the pass, but he's covered. Canuck goes through his progressions. Wide open, Chase Freeman. Touchdown for the 4th consecutive week. Tyler Canuck goes over 200 yards through the air. It was not his first option, but it may have been his best option.
Yeah, it all started with the protection up front. The O-line, they've done a phenomenal job of keeping him clean, and he can go through his reads, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then he found the wide open receiver for the touchdown.
No points have been a sure thing today. Enda Kirby puts it through. It's a double-digit advantage for Stony Brook. Their first one of the afternoon. Another look at the touchdown catch and run, 20 yards for Chase Freeman.
Yeah, Chase Freeman, he's been their big play guy all year. Used to seeing him going deep, but this was perfect for him right there, right on time.
So the good times continue to roll on the Stony Brook sidelines. For more on that, perfectly planted down there, Matt Levine.
Thanks, Johnny. When Coach Billy Kosh took this job, he met with every single player, whether that was in person, over Zoom, things like that, asked them what they wanted from a coach and told them kind of how the program would run, things like that. He credits a lot of the players who stayed. He said they had every single reason to leave, right? Winless last year, new coach, why not get out? But they stayed, and because of him, they stayed, and he told them that they're going to win here. They've done that, but the players, when he told them that, when he took the job, they kind of said, okay, prove it. And that's exactly what head coach Billy Kosh has done. Has stayed in this game. It hasn't been pretty offensively, but now up 17-6 after that touchdown, and looking like they could put a seal on this with another stop and score potentially to be 8-2 and win a game over their arch rival.
And Anthony, you've coached and played a lot of football. It is not easy to just win games, let alone coming from a program that went 0-10 last year. A little faux pas in the end zone here. And the Great Danes will get it out to the 12-yard line. It has been that type of season for UAlbany.
Yeah, that mistake right there, that ball should have stayed in the end zone, come out to the 20-yard line. But back to your point about Coach Kosh coming in and taking over a program that went 0-10, you've got to maintain your players, hire coaches, and then in the transfer portal era, the NIL era, it's not easy to do. So hats off to him for maintaining this program and maintaining this roster.
You want to compound another level to that storyline, a program that for 40-plus years had just 2 head coaches. And they go with the 32-year-old Billy Kosh, who right now is leading the #1 turnaround in FCS football. 3-yard pickup on the first down run for the Great Danes. Still plenty of football left, but starting to get late slightly early for UAlbany. Van Weber, there's the future in one picture. The true freshman quarterback and the freshman running back, Uga. Weber 15 of 21 through the air. Again, one of the top quarterbacks in the state of New Jersey last year.
Yeah, he started off this game 7 straight completions. So he's phenomenal, and the future is bright for UAlbany.
Play fake to Uga. Weber avoids the rush, and he'll take off and slide with a little extra contact. And the Seawolves lucky in front of their own bench there not to see the hanky.
Yeah, that's some home cooking right there. If I'm the ref, I'm throwing a flag right there. He's sliding, get him down. You got to lay off the quarterback right there. I'll tell you what, Van Weber, he's surprising with his athleticism.
Yeah, Tyson McLeod, not exactly an unathletic guy he was running away from. McLeod, who is getting a little more run in this game in the absence of Clarence Lagagne, injured in the first half. Joe Uga. Then another few yards, and a very late flag just came in. And it came from the back judge. Stony Brook's clapping.
Yeah. They came in, slung the receiver down. Like, that's a flag for the referees to try to keep this game under control. This game is starting to get a little chippy. It's a rivalry game, so it's to be expected.
Offense, number 10. At the distance to the goal from the end of the run. Down counts. Second down.
Well, Anthony, obviously in a game like this, at this point in the game, if your team trailing by double digits, just can't be taking penalties like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a silly penalty. There's no doubt about it. But the frustration is starting to mount on the UAlbany sideline because they've played well enough to be winning this game and win this game, but they just haven't made the plays when they need to make the plays.
Ball at the UAlbany 13-yard line.
The clock continues to slowly dwindle here in the fourth quarter, nearing the 10-minute marker. Weber well protected, throws a dart low, and a diving snag. It's made at the 28-yard line. So it's a 13-yard pickup on second down and long. Puts him into better position here for third down. We told you both teams have really struggled in these scenarios today. 3 for 11 on the Great Danes.
Yeah, it feels like desperation is starting to set in on the Great Danes here. Like, they've got to make a play. They've got to go first down and stay on the field.
Is under further review.
So we're going back under the hood. Another replay review, all sponsored by Stony Brook Ophthalmology, aptly. So we'll take a peek and see if it'll be third down and long, or it will remain third down and slightly manageable. Another look to throw slightly low by Weber.
It's hard to tell from that angle we just saw. Oh, that's close.
Closer.
But the call on the field was a catch, so I'm gonna go with it stands.
And again, we keep tipping our helmet to our production folks. They deserve it. The sponsor was on there long enough. You got to get rid of that title card so we can see the football.
Yeah.
Jakari Carter has been one of the favorite targets today for Van Weber.
Yeah, well, based off that, I'm flipping my mind. I'm going back to incomplete.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. It's a completed pass. It'll be third down.
Well, that would make you wrong, sir.
Well, won't be the first time, I promise you.
So long as it's the last time, that's fine. So Stony Brook, a little more work to do here defensively, leading by 11. And the Great Danes, well, still enough time, obviously, to mount a comeback. If you don't get this third down, interesting time here for Greg Gattuso and company. For now, in front of 5,800 here in the North Shore, Stony Brook defense looks to make a stop. Cooney, the motion man, to the top of the screen. Weber looking there, throws deflected. Cooney couldn't hang on. So we have reached that bridge. It's 4th down and 7, and immediately out comes the special teams unit.
Yeah, you got to kick here. You want to go for it, but you can't go for it. It's 4th and 7. You've got to kick right here. You know, but they are running out of time. It's limited possessions left in the game where you need 2 scores to come back and win this football game.
Still 2 timeouts for the Great Danes. Still 9:25 remaining in the 4th quarter. But this will be a chance for Stony Brook to kind of seal the deal of sorts.
Yeah, if Stony Brook can come down here and get points, this will pretty much end the day for the UAlbany Great Danes.
Lawson's punt, which landed at the 40, takes a Stony Brook bounce up to the 43. So good field position for the Seawolves when we return.
Out on the field.
The 17th ranked team in the country with 17 points. Chance to add on when we come back on Flow Sports. The Stony Brook Seawolves, 9 minutes and 15 seconds on their 8th win of the season. Here's the scenario down the stretch in the Coastal with 5 of the 16 teams ranked, 2 of them on a 7-game win streak. Stony Brook checks in at number 17 with a 4-1 conference mark. We do note that Delaware, who's also 4-1, not eligible for the FCS playoffs, moving to FBS next year.
Yeah, this is a tight race for the conference championship, and every game's going to matter down the stretch.
Every single coach we have spoke to, almost the exact same line. Every week in the CAA is a dogfight. Mike London said it 2 weeks ago, William and Mary. Craig Gattuso said it a few days ago to us, UAlbany. Speaking of dogs, Roland Dempster, the top dog in the CAA in terms of rushing, gave Stony Brook a 4-yard pickup on first down. We dip under the 9-minute marker here in the 4th quarter. Seawolves look to extend their 3-game win streak. Preteens looking to end their 3-game losing streak.
Yeah, right now everything's in favor of the Seawolves right here to go to win 4 in a row, get the Governor's Cup. I'm sorry, the Apple Cup, and keep it right here in Stony Brook.
Seawolves have not taken one of those fat, juicy bites out of the apple since 2021.
Well, they're well on their way, and they're doing a good job of just slowing the clock, running the clock down right here.
It is worth noting Delaware currently a 10-point 4th quarter lead over Rhode Island. Dempster finally goes down. It's a loss of 2 for Stony Brook. And it brings up a 3rd down. We'll call it 6, maybe 7.
Yeah. I love the way this guy runs the ball, the way he competes. He fights for every yard. He's not going down easy. You know, he's just fun to watch when he has the football in his hand.
By the way, if Delaware does keep the lead over Rhode Island, it would snap the Rams' 7-game win streak, their longest since 1985. The only 3:30 game today, Richmond, they will take on Campbell, also a 7-game win streak. Pressure comes, Knopp gets rid of it, Shakai Carson, a 3-yard pickup for Stony Brook. And right by midfield, it brings up another 4th down. A busy afternoon will continue for Clayton Taylor.
Yeah, this was a big stop for UAlbany. This keeps their hopes alive in a 2-possession ball game, but they've got to get points right here on this drive. This is almost 4-down territory if they have a shot to win this game.
Jakari Carter sprints in front of the 20-yard line for the fair catch. And here are the scores today from around a busy Coastal. All 16 teams will be in action. All but one game at 1 p.m. in the CAA. We told you Delaware the 24-14 advantage over Rhode Island, currently on a 7-game win streak. Rest of the games, Maine at a 35-0 advantage at halftime, down to an 18-point cushion in the fourth quarter. We noted later the 3:30 start between Richmond and Campbell. As Richmond, the Spiders, go for their 8th consecutive win.
Yeah, the Spiders are having a great year, and they've got great football tradition up there. So this is going to be a fun game between them and Campbell.
You want great football tradition, look no further than Billy Kosh, who got his first taste of the Coastal as the offensive coordinator for Richmond. Josiah Williams, a former Spider. And in a few weeks, could certainly find yourselves down the stretch fighting tooth and nail right against Richmond.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Deflected ball, intercepted. Immediate whistle, but the play will stand. This time McLeod hangs on.
Yeah, these are the mistakes that cost you ball games. And I know he's a freshman, so don't hang your head on him, but the receiver's got to help him out. Like that's the ball that he put on him that he's got to make that play for him. Charles Moses, he's got to make that play for him.
Right off the hands of Moses. And McLeod, who dropped an easy one earlier in the game, couldn't let that one fall to the turf. It's his first interception of the season. The Dartmouth transfer. His dad, Tyrus, a former All-American linebacker in college. And Tyson aiding the cause for Stony Brook, especially in the absence of Clarence Lagagnier.
Yeah.
Roland Dempster, 5th catch of the afternoon. He's over 50 yards receiving. He's over 70 yards rushing.
Yeah, this is the guy they got to continue to get him the ball. He's their go-to guy. Now you're trying to slow the game down and run time off the clock. He's the guy that can do that. Big physical back that runs hard. That's a punisher. He's the guy that you want to get the ball to right now.
So the Stony Brook defense has now forced their 23rd turnover of the season. It is the most in the Coastal. 4 of them have come this afternoon as part of the SUNY Showdown. Dempster could not beat the final defender, but he gets the first down and more. Rolling into the red zone. And Stony Brook trying to put the final nail in the coffin here in the fourth quarter.
I can't say, I don't have anything bad to say about Roland Dempster. He had the fumble earlier, but he showed great patience, great vision to be able to cut that back and get vertical. And when you do that and you're 225 pounds, you got defenders on the second and third level that making business decisions. Like they don't want to tackle this guy.
And not that we're in the interest of finding bad things to say about him. This has been very difficult this year. He is on the right hip of Knopp. Redmond, the motion man, to the top of the line. Back to Roland. Lowers the helmet. 3 Great Danes take him down inside the 10. Meanwhile, the game clock down to 5 minutes. And Stony Brook already with the 11-point cushion.
Yeah, and this is what Stony Brook wants to do. They just want to continue to run the clock. If they can get, a first down on 3rd down, this is right up their alley, running the football right here to close this game out.
That's a good point. First down still available about the 5-6 yard line. Dempster back to his office on the right hip of Tyler Knopp, making his 5th consecutive start for Stony Brook. Knopp bridges the gap to Dempster. And the conference's leading rusher met by Deshaun Dixon, the East Stroudsburg transfer, who now has 30 tackles on the season.
Yeah, they're just letting the clock run. If I'm UAlbany, I got 2 timeouts. It's about time to start calling those timeouts.
Officials timeout for a defensive injury.
I was about to say you took the words out of their mouth, but a defensive injury that has caused the timeout here for UAlbany. So with 4:02 remaining in regulation, Again, score remains the same, 17-6 in favor of the 17th-ranked Seawolves. As the medical staff out to tend to Dante Lunan. That would be a big loss for this UAlbany team. We keyed in on him in our broadcast open, and for good reason. Conference's leading tackler through 10 weeks. He had 18 tackles alone in the Elon game.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 8 tackles a day and a half a tackle for a tackle for loss. So he's got to be able to come back and help them down the stretch.
We remind you, regardless of what happens down the stretch here, Stony Brook heads on the road to New Hampshire. 1 p.m. kickoff next Saturday. Catch it right here on Flow Sports. So Lunan is now up and off the ground. By the way, that Elon game, we're talking about Greg Gattuso saying we've just kind of got ourselves behind the 8 ball, too many dumb mistakes this year. He said, I've been coaching for about 35 years. We gave up 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown in that Elon game. He's like, I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't want to ever see that again.
Right. Well, I can tell you, I haven't been coaching that long, but I've never seen it either. The same, 2 in the same game. You know, I've got a special teams background, and it would drive me nuts. I wouldn't sleep for a whole year if that happened.
A humble Anthony Blevins, who has been on both the Cardinals staff under Bruce Arians and on the New York Giants staff under Joe Judge and Brian Dable. Third down from the 8, first down available at the 5 for Stony Brook. They are milking every last second. Play clock down to 8.
Yeah, they shouldn't snap this ball until it gets at least under 5.
It's exactly what happens. Dempster gives him exactly what you said might happen. It's a first down just outside the end zone, and the clock continues to trend toward the 3-minute marker.
Yeah, they put this mark on this game, and they've stayed true to who they are, giving Roland Dempster the ball. Taylor Knopp didn't play as crispy as he would like to, but he played well enough to get the job done at the end of the day.
More mistake-free football from the grad transfer, who has thrown just 1 interception over the last 4 games. And he's thrown for 10 touchdowns over that span.
Well, if you can keep those type of numbers and those type of ratios.
Roland Dempster. He's done it again. Second of the game for the Dempster truck, 18th of the season. It is the nail in the coffin. Stony Brook en route to their 4th consecutive victory.
Their resilience in this game has been really impressive, because it didn't go their way early, and they just stayed the course, and eventually they broke through the wall.
We kept talking about it. Both teams have continued to force turnovers, but they haven't exactly turned those turnovers into points. Stony Brook does it here. Extra point provided by Kirby.
Yeah, it just kind of felt like one of those games where UAlbany was on the field on defense so long that eventually they couldn't sustain it.
And again, it's only a 6-play drive for Stony Brook, but to perfection, they eat 4 minutes off the clock. So just 2 minutes and 41 seconds now separating this crowd of about 6,000 from another victory. Stony Brook would be 8-1 against FCS opponents this year.
Yeah, Stony Brook, they've been impressive to go from 0-10 to 8-2 this year. So they've been really impressive. And hats off to Coach Kosh and his staff. They've done a fantastic job of building confidence in this roster. So they've done a fantastic job. Hats off to them.
And again, it's a season the Great Danes know that playoffs are probably not in their future, but the future is still very bright, especially after seeing Van Weber today in the final couple games of the season without having that incentive of trying to fight for a playoff spot. You got a chance to see what it might look like in 2025, 2026 with a couple of talented players in the likes of Van Weber and JoJo Uga.
Yeah, Coach Gattuso, he's a very good coach, very experienced. They'll be back next year. This has been a down year for them, but they'll be back. Van Weber is the future of this program, and they've got to be really excited about him, get him in the off-season program, get him some steak and potatoes and get some weights on him, and he'll be ready to go.
Little police presence there for the Golden Apple. I don't want anyone getting down there and stealing a bite. 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Stony Brook can do whatever they want with the apple.
Well, in 2 minutes, that trophy's about to change possessions.
Jamal Cooney, a 10-yard pickup. 17th completion today for Van Weber, and the true freshman quarterback making his NCAA debut. Clock continues to tick. 9-yard pickup. He was 1 yard short of the line to gain. Great Danes are going to finish their season with Rhode Island and then Hampton. Not an easy strength of schedule down the stretch for a team that is trending right now towards 3-7. And maybe most surprisingly, just one conference win this season. They were co-champs of the Coastal last year. They lose so much talent, which you spoke about.
Yeah, when you lose that talent, it's just hard to rebuild. It's hard to have people buy into the culture of your program. So would I have picked them third? I don't know if I'd have picked them third, but I definitely wouldn't have picked them last either, you know. So
This is the 2-minute timeout. Timeout on the field.
2-minute timeout here in the fourth quarter. One final break here on Flow Sports. When we come back, Stony Brook looks to wrap up their 8th victory of the season over the UAlbany Great Danes.
I think one of the things that makes it different to work here as a nurse or a nursing assistant is the teamwork that is out there amongst the staff.
We work together with one mission in common, and that's to take care of our veterans and their families.
If this is my small way of helping them back, my career as a nurse is rewarded.
The opportunities here for professional growth, our health insurance, salaries can't be compared in any other facility.
I've been here 11 years. I think it speaks for itself.
Please consider working at the Long Island State Veterans Home because we do make a difference in people's lives each and every day.
At Stony Brook Neurosciences Institute, we treat complex conditions involving the brain so Manny can keep creating new memories. We never stop innovating ways to treat neurological disorders so Sophie can get back to work. We propel cutting-edge epilepsy research forward so Cameron never has to look back. Tackling life-changing conditions to help you regain your strength. We are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you.
We are putting the final touches on the 26th edition of the SUNY Showdown. 17th ranked Seawolves 24, Great Danes with 6. He's Anthony Blevins, Matt Levine on the sidelines. I'm Johnny Wincott. 2 minutes to go before first-year head coach Billy Kosh will win 8 games in his first 10 tries.
Yeah, this has been an impressive season for him, and I'm sure they have went way beyond expectations. Obviously, they were picked to finish last in the conference, and here they are competing for a conference championship and a playoff spot. So this has been a good year for them. They've just got to finish it strong.
Van Weber completes to Marquise Dietz. A rather quiet day for Dietz. Got a catch early in the first quarter. The veteran who now has a catch in 23 out of the 25 games he's played with UAlbany. Weber tries to show off the arm. Covered up downfield by Stony Brook.
Yeah, Stony Brook's just playing soft coverage on the outside. All right, there's not going to be much over the top right here in this situation.
We noted the strength of schedule does not get much easier for Craig Gattuso's group at Rhode Island next week. Another 1 p.m. kickoff here in Flow Sports. Rhode Island currently trailing Delaware in the fourth quarter with a 7-game win streak on the line. Weber lets it fly. Caught at the 50. First down for the Great Danes. Trying to pad some of the stats here on what is likely the final drive of the game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, this UAlbany team, they've been impressive. They've hung together, they fought. It just didn't go their way. They made mistakes, just like we talked about earlier in the week, making mistakes at key times, but they're not a bad football team, So they can easily turn their fortunes around and get an upset win next week.
Again, the 16-team CAA conference, biggest in FCS football. 5 out of the 16 ranked. Stony Brook with the 17 ranking, or 18, depending on where you look. The highest ranking they have had next to their name since the 2018 season.
Well, they'll definitely be moving up this week.
Weber was well protected. Off the mark for Dietz. Obviously 4-down territory here for the Great Danes, but 3rd down and 10 right at midfield.
Yeah, Weber's been a little high on this drive. He's had some receivers open because of the soft coverage. He's just got to hit the ball down, and that'll just come. Like this is his first college game, and I thought he's played a heck of a ball game, to be honest with you.
19 of 31 for 198 yards. It is on the ground with Uga. Who gets half the yards necessary on 3rd down. Easy decision. Offense obviously going to stay out there here as we approach the minute marker. 18-point cushion for Stony Brook. Quick snap to the flats. Down by the sideline. Depends on the spot. And I don't believe Uga got it. He had to get to the 40. And a microcosm of UAlbany's season, it's placed down at the 39.5-yard line.
Yeah, that's how it's been. Just come up just a little bit short.
You can see at the top of your screen the football right by the down
Officials
marker.
timeout
And
for
to the
measurement.
naked eye, it does not appear as if they got enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, it definitely looks short to me, and I don't even know what the confusion is about, what the conversation is about right now.
Well, while they do the official measurement, I'll remind you that Stony Brook has not started the season 8-2 since 2017. It was an overtime victory against UAlbany to push them to 8-2. The last time Stony Brook had won in overtime until last week against
4th down.
So the Seawolves a chance to move to 8-2 for just the 2nd time since that 2017 season and make the victim their rival opponent.
And that's got to be special too.
Correction, that was 4th down. The ball is short of the line to gain. It will be 1st down, Stony Brook.
So another turnover on downs. It is confirmed by Justin Ackley. Stony Brook will take over and move into victory formation.
Yeah, we should see victory formation. If you're on offense in the league, it's the sweetest formation in all of college football, or all of football, period.
So the trophy appears to be remaining here on Long Island. A bit of a makeover for the trophy, a bit of a makeover for Stony Brook this year. They will have to clear some mantle space for the Golden Apple. It will remain here on the North Shore. Victory formation spearheaded by Tyler Knopp, who has led Stony Brook now to 4 consecutive victories.
So one more snap and this will be officially over.
Stony Brook ready to celebrate part of this rivalry with the added addition of the Golden Apple has been the anticipation of the sprint to the trophy. Greg Gattuso told us in 2018 he thought his team was headed to the Stony Brook sideline. He was going to have to break up a fight. Meanwhile, little did he know after his team hit a winning field goal, they were running to the trophy.
All right. Well, here they go. They're in a full sprint, like they're running suicides after practice, getting ready to go across the field and go get that trophy. They're pulling it out.
The Stony Brook Seawolves have taken a big bite out of the Golden Apple. And for the first time since 2017, the Seawolves have won 8 out of their first 10 games.
This is the end of the game.
The Apple is staying on the North Shore.
This is a great job by the Stony Brook football team. But you got to take your hat off to UAlbany. Coming in, playing their hearts off. They've been beat up with injuries, lost all the guys from last year. This was not an easy win for Stony Brook.
It has been a long time since this building is celebrated like this. 24-6 your final. Matt Levine will have the unenviable task of sifting through some of the chaos to find Billy Kosh and Tyler Knopp. But the good times roll on here at Stony Brook. A homecoming victory against a ranked opponent 2 weeks ago. And now for the first time in 3 years, they beat their biggest rival by a final of 24-6. Anthony, what impressed you the most about